3 years ago, Trio Tan had to powerlessly watch as his sister was taken away by someone else. It was because she had traded herself for an awakening stone for him, but that stone had caught the eye of a high-level manager named Trio Trikiet. For 3 long years, he constantly found ways to torment Trio Tan and ransacked his room many times trying to steal the stone, but tough luck, our sharp and handsome boy had already swallowed it. The stone was inside him until today when Trio Tan turned 16 and could finally use it. Upon fusing with the stone, Trio Tan awakened the Book of Eternal Evolution. Every time he leveled up, he would gain a new, incredibly overpowered skill. Therefore, the next day he asked his best bud Lu Tujia to go monster hunting with him. Lu Tujia explained to Trio Tan how difficult it was to enter a Beast Instance dungeon. Not only did you have to pay hundreds of item vouchers for the entrance fee, but the guards outside would also snatch up 70% of your loot. It wasn't a place that people without power like them could just casually enter. Right at that moment, Trio Trikiet appeared with his henchmen. When this guy found out Trio Tan had leveled up, he was absolutely bitter because he couldn't absorb his awakening stone. Trio Trikiet 10 made an offer to the two of them. Knowing Trio Tan had just awakened, he allowed him to enter the dungeon for free, but on the condition that all the materials they gathered must be handed over to his group. Trio Tan knew this was a trap. They wanted to use them as sacrificial pawns to scout ahead and gather resources. But danger was also opportunity. He decided to join along with his friend. After the two of them left, Trio Trikiet's group immediately broke into cold, sinister smiles. Inside the instance dungeon, a dark and chilling space enveloped them. If you stayed here too long, your life force would be drained until you died. Trio Tan knew they didn't have much time. "We need to move now." Just as he finished speaking, a blood-curdling, painful scream echoed from the distance. "Why is there someone else's voice here?" Lu Tujia jumped. Trio Tan narrowed his eyes, analyzing the situation. "There's more than one entrance to this dungeon. This means Trio Trikiet's group lured people in here as sacrificial lambs, not just to scout, but also to compete for resources with others. In their eyes, we're just tools for plunder." Lu Tujia looked deep into his friend's eyes, his voice filled with anxiety. "Chengzi, do you really want to keep going? We could actually die." Trio Tan clenched his fists, his eyes burning with a fire of hatred and determination. "If we don't take this chance and risk it all, we will never be strong enough to fight them. You plan on confronting those high-level managers?" "I have never stopped hating them, not even for a second," Trio Tan growled. "In this place, which one of us in the lower class doesn't want to overthrow the managers sitting on our necks? And sitting on our necks. Or have you not been exploited by them enough?" Hearing Trio Tan's blunt words, Lu Tujia gave a slight smirk, a flash of satisfaction in his eyes. "Chengzi." He patted Trio Tan's shoulder, his voice lowering. "I knew I wasn't wrong to put my faith in you. Let me tell you an earth-shattering secret. My father and my second uncle are secretly colluding, plotting to overthrow the clan. You helping me awaken my attribute couldn't have come at a better time. Together we will build our forces and prepare to take down all those old foxes in one fell swoop." Trio Tan was stunned for a moment. "Uncle Liu, he's involved too." "Yeah. You still remember what happened all those years ago, don't you?" Lu Tujia gritted his teeth, fury erupting in his eyes. "My grandmother. She was tortured to death by them with a leather whip. She was old and weak. Those wounds tormented her for half a month. In excruciating pain before she finally passed. The entire clan witnessed it, but no one dared to speak up. From that moment on, my father and several of my other uncles began to harbor the idea of rebellion." He took a deep breath, his gaze becoming unusually firm. "Lu Tujia, I hereby declare from this moment on, Trio Tan, yet you are no longer my trusted subordinate, but my brother, my comrade in life and death." He scoffed, a hint of self-mockery in his tone. "Of course I have my own selfish reasons, too. Sooner or later I'm going to leave this godforsaken place. I have to find my older sister. Who doesn't live without a few schemes of their own? Even a young master like me." He paused, his gaze distant. "And on the day we finally overthrow them, we'll be free to be with Xiao Yu." Trio Tan silently nodded. "First we have to see if we can make it back alive." The two continued forward cautiously, their senses on high alert. Suddenly a savage, agonizing roar echoed from up ahead, then fell silent. The two glanced at each other, immediately taking cover to observe. What emerged from the darkness was a grotesque creature that looked like a wolf, but its body was more massive than even the most ferocious mutated wolves outside. Its entire body was a mass of slimy, rotting flesh exuding a thick stench of death. It looked as if a single gust of wind could make it disintegrate, yet it still moved with menacing purpose. In the middle of its putrid chest, an orb glowing red like clotted blood was beating weakly. That seemed to be its fatal weakness. Triothan squinted. A familiar feeling emanated from that orb, immediately reminding him of the awakening stone. Could it be? This monster also possesses an elemental ability, he murmured. Beside him, Lu Tujia couldn't help but shudder at the sight, but he was even more astonished by Triothan's terrifying composure. This guy's a real monster, he thought to himself, facing something this hideous for the first time, and he doesn't even flinch. He truly is the man I chose to follow. Only after the rotten wolf dragged the corpse out of sight did the two cautiously approach the scene. All that remained was a gooey pile of flesh and bone, and a spreading pool of blood. Damn it, what a horrible way to go. Lu Tujia muttered, a wave of nausea rising in his throat. Chewed up by that beast until he's unrecognizable. But Triothan showed no signs of disgust at all. He calmly knelt and reached into that pile of mangled remains, searching for something. Good God, Chengzi, what in the world are you doing? Liu Zia's face went pale as he screamed, You're still using your bare hands. No, that's not okay. Zhao Sheng replied curtly, his voice still even. To avoid being discovered by Zhao Jiji, I've had to hide crystal essence stones in the bellies of mutated dogs under manure pits and even inside a rotting morgue. Compared to those things, this is nothing, he said, pulling out a sharp object covered in blood and flesh. It was a knife exquisitely carved from the bone of a mutated cow. He wiped it on his sleeve, his eyes glinting with satisfaction. A good weapon. Chengzi, watch out. It's coming back. Lu Zijia suddenly screamed. A decaying wolf was slowly advancing toward them. Its cloudy eyes were locked onto the two intruders. Wolves have always been known for their cunning. Zhao Cheng calmly explained, his hand tightening around the bone knife. It deliberately pretended to leave to lure us out, but I also stepped out on purpose. First, getting my hands on this weapon increases my chances of taking it down. Second, this is also a way to provoke it into attacking. Can you hold it off? Liu Zia asked, his hands already gripping his rubber leaves tightly. Don't worry, leave it to me. Just go ahead with whatever strategy you have. Zhao Cheng calculated silently. Zia had awakened his attribute half a year earlier than him, so his experience in dealing with monsters was surely richer. He recalled his older sister's teaching. He who strikes first wins. The first to act gains the advantage. Without a hint of hesitation, Zhao Cheng charged forward. He had been fighting mutated beasts since he was 9 years old under his sister's guidance, and this grotesque monster was no exception. However, its speed was faster than he had imagined, making it incredibly difficult to aim for the red orb on its chest. The wolf roared, and a blood-colored energy enveloped its body. Bloodthirsty wolf nature speed increased by 15%. Its speed skyrocketed, and tendons of flesh shot out from its body like whips. They wrapped tightly around Zhao Cheng, and its mouth full of sharp teeth opened wide, ready to tear its prey to shreds. So fast, as expected of an attribute ability. Zhao Cheng gritted his teeth. In that split second, a whistling sound cut through the air. The stone from Liu Zia's leaf flew precisely into one of the wolf's eyes, causing it to howl in pain and stagger. Chengzi, now's your chance. Seizing the golden opportunity, Zhao Cheng mustered all his strength, gripped the bone knife with both hands, and delivered a fatal blow to the red orb in the center of the monster's chest. A sickening, squelching sound rang out. He gritted his teeth and pushed the blade deeper, determined not to give it any chance of survival. Get back! Zhao Cheng shouted as he felt the monster's life force fading. But it was too late. Its massive body collapsed, pinning him underneath. Chengzi! Liu Zia rushed over in horror. Are you all right? He was met with silence, but then a sound came from beneath the enormous corpse. Zhao Cheng crawled out, covered in blood and the creature's bodily fluids, but his eyes were still shining brightly. Yes, don't worry, he said. It's not that easy to kill me. Just then, a series of notifications appeared in his mind. Congratulations, you have leveled up to level 2. Radiant Grade Attribute Eternal Evolution has activated Effect 4. You can obtain a new attribute. Please choose one of the following 3 options. 1. Independent Research. 1. Gold Grade. 2. Armchair Strategist. Bronze Grade. 3 durable wolf pelt, gold grade. Chung was stunned. This was the power of a radiant grade attribute. To get a new attribute right after leveling up. He dismissed the bronze grade option, hesitating between the 2 gold grade attributes. Independent research has the number 1. Perhaps this is the starting attribute in a chain of abilities that can be upgraded. I choose independent research. Congratulations, you have received a new gold grade attribute. Independent research 1. Detailed description effect 1 increases all character stats by 15%. With the bonus from Eternal Evolution, it's raised to 22.5%. Effect 2 activated. Duration of 1 minute is increased to 1.5 minutes. Can powerfully enhance any single attribute by 200%. With the bonus, it becomes 300%. This is the first in the independent research attribute chain. This effect is too overpowered. Zhao Chung marveled to himself. Hey Chengzi, what are you standing there spacing out for? Liu Zia's voice pulled him back to reality. Hurry up and collect the loot. This stench of blood will attract other monsters here soon. I got a bit distracted, Zhao Chung replied. Come over and take your share. No. Liu Zia quickly waved his hands, his face still a bit pale. You're the one who took it down single-handedly. The loot naturally belongs to you, you know. At home, my parents don't even let me kill a chicken or a duck. Zhao Chung looked at the young master's demeanor and could only shake his head slightly. An indescribable feeling of warmth rose in his heart. In this chaotic world full of danger, Zia is a rare case lucky enough to have a complete family with a loving mother and father. He is a light, a complete contrast to someone like me who is mired in darkness. After finishing off the mutated wolf, let's divide the loot, Zia. The materials from this wolf's body are yours. Its meat is rotten and can't be used. But these few essence stones are yours. He separated the bones and the wolf pelt to his side. These things are just worthless junk to me. That gray essence stone is the most valuable thing. Zia was stunned. You really want to give all this to me? But my clan is in the middle of recruiting forces. We really need valuable items like this. Then consider this my capital investment in your family's great cause. Besides, if it wasn't for your shot hitting it straight in the eye back there, I wouldn't have been able to take it down so easily. A look of gratitude shone in Zia's eyes. All right, I will remember this debt and report it to my father. We still have one problem when we get out of here. All of these things will be confiscated. Do you have a plan? I do. Wait until we're leaving this place. We'll make our move on them then, so I have to make the most of every resource here. To increase my strength, given that I was forced to come here by Trio Chikiet, there's no way it got past that old fox. He must have planned everything long ago, just waiting for the right moment to show his hand. Well, then we'll continue deeper in as Datu suggested. My sister and I encountered a mutated wolf on the outskirts of the residential area before. This species usually travels in packs. There's probably a whole pack deeper in this forest. Suddenly he stopped, his expression turning serious. Hold on, Thantu. Now that we're allies fighting side by side, I think there are a few things we need to clear up before the next hunt. Go ahead. The thing is, after we killed that last wolf, my experience bar is over 90% full. I'm about to break through to level 2. My attribute is called Butcher's Art. It's gold quality. It doesn't just add 15% to all my stats, but it also gives me the ability to see a target's weak points. Thanks to that, I was able to immediately identify the eye as the wolf's fatal spot. Datu was trying to be transparent. He wanted to build trust to help us coordinate better in future fights. But a worry rose in my heart. If he knew I possessed a radiant grade attribute, the kind that only 1 in 10,000 people has, what would he think? Would this sincere and simple friendship still exist? After a moment of hesitation, he clenched his fist and decided to hide part of the truth. My attribute is autonomous research. It increases all my stats by 15%, and it also lets me temporarily boost the power of any single stat for a short time. This was indeed a part of his ability, so it wasn't a complete lie. Hearing this, Datu breathed a sigh of relief, a bright smile returning to his face. Phew, I was worried you were hiding your skills. I was afraid your attribute was way better than mine. You had me worried sick. Datu laughed heartily and clapped him hard on the shoulder. Awesome. Our attributes are the same grade. We're truly brothers destined by fate. Come on, my good brother, let's go hunt some wolves. He managed a strained smile. I'm sorry, Datu. When the time is right, I promise I'll tell you the whole truth. And so our battle for survival officially began. With our teamwork growing more in sync, one handling direct attacks while the other provided cover from a distance, the mutated wolves fell one after another. And as promised, he continued to give all the crystal cores to Datu. Thang tu, bro. Are you sure you don't need a single one? Datu asked guiltily. No, I don't need them. These wolf bones and hides are enough to craft weapons and armor, or I can trade them for some item vouchers. All right then. Datu didn't refuse anymore. I finally reached level 2, and my experience is over 70%. What about you? What level are you at? I'm level 4 with over 50% experience. Datu was stunned silent upon hearing this, his eyes wide with disbelief. How much? Say that again. It's always my blade that delivers the final blow. You just provide support from a distance. Perhaps that's why there's a difference in the EXP we get. Triothan came up with a plausible reason. Damn it, so it's because this young master here can't get over his fear of blood and gore. Datu muttered, his face flushing red. How about, I charge in first next time? As soon as he said it, he hastily waved his hands. No, I prefer being Thantu's support. I love being support the most. Seeing his unnatural expression, Triothan couldn't help but laugh. This act isn't convincing at all. The reason he leveled up so quickly was because upon reaching level 3, he had activated his second Radiant Grade attribute, Absolute Lead. Although it was the same quality as the Book of Eternal Evolution, its ability was somewhat weaker, simply providing a 50% experience boost when killing monsters in a dungeon. However, when combined with the effect of the Book of Eternal Evolution, the total experience he received shot up to 75%. It seems that even among Radiant Grade attributes, there's a clear difference in power. Just then, a voice tinged with anger echoed from a distance. Liu Ju, what do you think you're doing? Hey, that voice sounds really nice. Datu's eyes lit up. Could there be other people here? Triothan hurriedly stopped his curious friend. Don't cause trouble. Let's go another way. But Datu was already lost in his imagination. A voice this beautiful must belong to a beauty. Let's just take a little peek. No. Leveling up is more important. Every extra moment we spend here is another moment of danger. Our yang energy will be drained, just as they were about to leave. Another voice. This time a man's full of smugness rang out. My lady, if you take off your clothes willingly now, we might be a little gentle, but if you don't know what's good for you, then don't blame me for using force. Datu immediately winked at him with a suggestive smile. Thangtu looks like there's a good show to watch. He squinted in the direction of the sounds, thought for a moment, and then nodded. All right, I guess watching for a bit won't hurt. But in a small clearing not far away, a girl was surrounded. Her voice was as cold as ice. So you planned all of this from the very beginning. The man named Liu Ju scoffed. Of course, for a humble man like myself. The opportunity to get close to a figure of your stature is truly once in a lifetime. As you can see, my ability is poison basis. Even level 5 awakeners have died from my poison, let alone a newly awakened level 1 like yourself. He stepped closer, his lecherous gaze unconcealed. Just obediently give up, my lady. Give? My looks aren't too bad, you know. I will definitely treat you well in the future. Besides, you'll have to get married sooner or later. And as it happens, I'm in need of the status of being the Guan family's son-in-law to advance my career. You and I were a match made in heaven. Datu nudged him lightly, whispering. Did you hear that? This servant is planning a rebellion. He wants to force the situation. That's a vicious way to climb the ladder. After all, if a disgraceful matter like this got out, that girl's family would have a hard time saving face. A calculating glint appeared in his eyes. If her guards have all been dealt with, we'll have an opportunity. An opportunity. Datu was surprised. Pete, bro, are you really thinking of joining them? I didn't expect your taste to be so intense. He glanced at the other man with a sharp, cold look. Just let them fight until they're exhausted. We'll be the ones to clean up the battlefield. He analyzed, that girl is no ordinary person. But with a rank that low, she doesn't stand a chance of winning. We just need to wait for the right moment. Yezi finally understood, looking at him with a mix of shock and admiration. Chengzi, you're really something else. Liu Ju let out a savage roar as his arm stained with a deadly poison shot towards the cornered woman, young Miss Guan. He smirked sinisterly. If you won't cooperate willingly, I guess I'll have to help myself. My lord, please don't blame this humble one for being a bit rough, facing danger. The girl's eyes still shone with an unusual determination. Suddenly, she threw a handful of powder in her hand towards Liu Ju's face. What the hell is this? He yelled reflexively. Squeezing his eyes shut, the girl seized the precious moment, turned, and ran for her life. This is just a numbing powder. It won't hold him for long. I have to find a way out. As long as I can get out of this place, I'll be safe. Ha ha. A little numbing powder and you think you can deal with me? Liu Ju's mocking voice echoed from behind her. Missy, since you won't behave, don't blame me for being cruel. With that, he flicked his wrist and several sharp daggers cut through the air. They flew with terrifying speed. 2 thuds sounded cleanly. One dagger sank deep into her arm, another pierced her calf. The flesh-tearing pain made the girl collapse on the spot. Elsewhere, Zhao Cheng was explaining the rules of this world to Liu Zie. It's all about the difference in rank. Every time you level up, your physical functions are enhanced by about 30%. Liu Zie turned to Cheng Zi in astonishment. How do you know all this? I just figured it out, Zhao Cheng replied calmly. My reference was that pack of rotting wolves we just took down. Didn't you notice? When I was cutting down the last few wolves, it clearly felt a lot easier. Yes, you're right. How come I never realized before that Cheng Zi had such a fearsome talent for combat? Liu Zie mumbled, his eyes filled with admiration for his friend. Back to the confrontation. Liu just slowly approached the woman writhing on the ground. Don't worry, young miss. He licked his lips, his voice filled with a sick desire. I promise I'll be as gentle as I possibly can. He bent down and whispered in her ear. Oh, that's right. Don't move around too much. The poison from my attribute has already seeped into your body. The more you struggle, the faster it will take effect. Even if you take my body, you won't get out of here alive. The girl gritted her teeth, her voice filled with bitter resentment. The Guan family will never forgive a lowlife like you. For disgracing me? Ha ha ha! Liu Ju burst out laughing. It seems the young miss really believed my lies. I never intended to become the Guan family's son-in-law. All we want is to turn the family's most cherished and noble princess into a filthy commodity. Just to tarnish your family's reputation, that's all. Now say goodbye to your innocence. Young Miss Guan. But in her most desperate moment, the girl suddenly pulled the dagger from her arm. Mustering all her remaining strength, she aimed straight for Liu Ju's throat and thrust. He was stunned. The pain and the poison from his own weapon made his whole body tremble. You bitch, I gave you a chance and you threw it away. In that case, die. He roared, raising his hand to finish her. A poisoned dagger. He'll die, too. This way I won't disgrace my family. The girl closed her eyes, ready to accept death. Just as Liu Ju's blade was about to strike, a figure rushed in from the distance like a whirlwind. Zhao Cheng unleashed a lightning-fast kick, sending the bastard flying in that moment of life and death. The image of her savior's sharp-featured face was deeply engraved in the girl's mind. Liu Ju was kicked a full 10 meters away, slamming into an ancient tree before he stopped. Liu Zie ran over, his face full of excitement. Cheng Zi, that flying kick just now was definitely thanks to the speed-enhancing ability from your attribute, right? I had my reasons, Zhao Cheng explained sheepishly, but before he could finish, the woman could no longer hold on and fainted in his arms. How is she? Is she dead? Liu Zie asked worriedly. Zhao Cheng reached out to check her breathing. She's still breathing. Perhaps her nerves were stretched too thin, and the sudden release combined with the poison taking effect made her pass out. But she's been poisoned. I'm afraid she won't make it. Liu Zie sighed. What a shame for such a beautiful woman. She can't die, Zhao Cheng stated firmly. For our plan to overthrow them, she is an extremely crucial element. But she's poisoned, and we don't know the cure. We don't know. Zhao Cheng smirked, his cold gaze turning towards the unconscious Liu Ju, but he does. A moment later, Liu Ju woke up to find himself stripped, down to nothing but a pair of shorts. Cheng Zi, you stripped him. Aren't you afraid the power behind him will come for revenge? That girl already knows his identity. To his mastermind, he's already a useless pawn. Anyone who messes with us is messing with that noble young lady, Xiao Cheng explained. That's right. This young master thought so too. Liu Zie nodded, putting on a knowledgeable air. Liu Ju groggily came to. Ugh, my head hurts. It feels like someone kicked me into next week. Who the hell did this? He opened his eyes and was horrified to see 2 faces looking down at him with smiles that were incredibly sly. Who are you? How dare you, lowly filth, sneak attack me? Do you know who I am? Let me go right now, or I'll tear you to pieces. Cheng Zi, what's the plan? Liu Zie asked. Zhao Cheng slowly stroked the blade of a dagger, the smile on his lips growing even more dangerous. Treat him like that mutated wild boar we caught alive last time. You'd be lucky, my friend. Liu Zisha chimed in. That boar screamed just like this last time. It had a miserable end. I'm warning you, I'm not some small fry you can mess with. Not long after, agonizing screams echoed throughout the forest. Liu Chu's face was beaten so badly he was unrecognizable. My blood. It's the antidote, he stammered, his voice filled with terror. You have to keep your word. Don't hit me anymore. Just take a little. I'll die if you take too much. Whether you live or die depends on whether you're telling the truth, Zhao Cheng replied coldly. He then dragged him over to the girl and used a knife to make a cut on his arm. Ah, that hurts. Hero, please be a little gentler. Zhao Cheng paid him no mind, squeezing the wound hard to let the drops of poisonous blood flow into the corner of the girl's mouth. Hero. Stop squeezing. That's enough. Any more would be a waste. Get enough blood for the cure. Zhao Cheng tossed him to his friend. Zisha, watch him. Use wolf moss to bandage the wound so the smell of blood doesn't attract monsters. After everything was done, Liu Zisha smacked his lips, putting on the air of an experienced man. Tisk, tisk, Cheng, you still fall a bit short of this, young master. That woman has some looks. But I wasn't moved in the slightest. In this life, I will only ever love my dear Xiao Yu. Meanwhile, although the poison had been neutralized, the pain from the wound and the after effects of the toxin still tormented the girl in her deep coma. Don't be impatient, Zhao Cheng explained softly. The healing attribute needs a moment to take effect. A few minutes later, after the soft, gentle green light faded, Quan Tweet slowly opened her eyes. The stinging pain and exhaustion had been replaced by a warm surge of vitality. She looked at Zhao Cheng in surprise. You saved me. I have my own reasons, Zhao Cheng admitted frankly, making no attempt to hide it. We happened to overhear your conversation. You must be that young miss with the noble status, right? But... Quan Tweet hesitated for a moment. Even if he had his own motives, the fact was that he had saved her life. Besides, Liu Ju had probably revealed her identity by mistake. She thought to herself logically and emotionally there was no need to hide it anymore. A family as famous as the Quans, he couldn't possibly not know. That's right, my surname is Quan, she confirmed. So, is your father the manager of some concentration camp? Zhao Cheng's question stunned Quan Tuet. What is he asking? She wondered in astonishment. Does he really not know what the name Quan means, or is he just playing dumb? The good thing Liu Ju and his cronies had going was unexpectedly ruined by these two foolish-looking guys. Answer me, Zhao Cheng urged, his expression serious. Just assume so, Quan Tweet replied vaguely. The Quan family manages hundreds of concentration camps, large and small. It wouldn't be wrong to say her father is a manager. Zhao Cheng's expression immediately became extremely solemn. In that case, I saved your life. Could you ask your father to do me a favor? Let me hear what you want first, Quan Tweet replied cautiously. My life might not be worth that much of an exchange. I want to overthrow the person managing our concentration camp, Zhao Cheng said loudly, his voice filled with determination. If your father is also a manager, he must be a powerful expert. With your backing, our chances of victory would increase significantly. Quan Tuyet was stunned. After beating around the bush for so long, it was all for something like this. As if reading her thoughts, Zhao Cheng quickly explained, I know this is a difficult task and you might suffer losses, but in return we can also bring you benefits. You must have come to this dungeon to gather supplies and gain experience. My friend and I can be your bodyguards for the rest of the way. Furthermore, he emphasized, all the supplies we gather from now on will belong to you as long as you agree to help. Quan Tweet glanced at Zhao Cheng's goggle-wearing companion. Liu Zisha shrugged. I have no objections. All decisions are up to him. Quan Tweet silently sized up Zhao Cheng. He was about her age, but she was far behind him in terms of the calmness and decisiveness in every action. He's a bit naive, but adventuring with him in this dungeon, might be very interesting. It's a deal, she smiled, extending her hand. I'm Quan Tuyet. It's a pleasure to meet you. Zhao Cheng. He shook her hand, feeling its softness, yet full of firmness. That's Liu Zisha, my good brother, witnessing this scene. Liu Ju, standing to the side, was boiling with rage. The noble young miss of the Quan family. I was so casually making physical contact with a lowlife from the fringes of society. How could this kind of woman be worthy of our young master? So what are you going to do with him? Quan Tuet pointed at the tightly bound Liu Ju. From now on, we're teammates. How to deal with him is your call, Zhao Cheng said nonchalantly. Consider it our introductory gift. Liu Zhi was scared out of his wits, hastily kowtowing and begging. Young miss, it was I who was blind. My judgment clouded by fame and fortune. Please, young miss, spare my life. All right, I'll deal with him myself, Quan Tweet said, slowly getting up. She bent down and picked up Liu Zhu's poison-laced dagger. Wait, Zhao Cheng spoke up. His blood has detoxification properties. Using his own dagger won't be able to kill him. Yes, the master is wise, Liu Zhu hurriedly chimed in. Please just let this lowly one go like you're letting out a fart. I know, Quan Tweet replied coldly. I don't intend to poison him. Just making him bleed is enough. With that, she without a hint of hesitation plunged the dagger into Liu Zhu's shoulder. Fresh blood immediately gushed out, staining a patch of ground red. He let out a blood-curdling scream. All right, let's go. She turned and walked away without a second glance. After they had walked some distance, Liu Zixia nudged Zhao Cheng's shoulder and signaled with his eyes. That woman really is soft-hearted. That guy killed 4 people and almost humiliated her, and yet she still didn't kill him. That's not it, Zhao Cheng replied in a low voice. In this dungeon. And the smell of his fresh blood will be the perfect lure to attract monsters. Liu Zixia was stunned. Right, I almost forgot about that. Contrary to the soft-heartedness I saw, Zhao Cheng continued, I felt a terrifying coldness from her. Letting the monsters slowly tear him apart, that pain is 10 times worse than a single killing blow. Hearing this, the corner of Liu Zijia's mouth twitched uncontrollably. I completely misjudged her. It turns out she's a cruel, manipulative schemer. Meanwhile, Liu Zhi was still struggling against his ropes. You damn bitch from the Guan family, just you wait till I get out of here. I'll make you wish you were dead, no. Before that, I'll let you have a taste of what it's like to be tortured by a whole group. But his curses were cut short by a growl from the darkness. The mutated wolves, drawn by the scent of blood, had arrived. How? How did they get here so fast? He was utterly terrified. Hey, don't you come over here. A heart-wrenching scream of despair echoed through the forest before abruptly falling silent. Liu Zixia shuddered. Oh, man. Judging by that scream, he's a goner for sure. That was a bit reckless of you, Zhao Cheng suddenly said to Guan Shui. If we'd kept him alive, we could have found out who was behind this. How kind of you. Guan Shui smiled. But since I don't have any enemies, I think I already know who the mastermind is. Sparing him would have at least given us a witness. If the mastermind's identity is too prestigious, a living witness would only cause more trouble, she explained. Even as the daughter of a high-level manager, there were some problems she couldn't solve by herself. Just then, a giant shadow leaped down from a tree, opening a maw full of sharp fangs at the two of them. Activate Autonomous Research Effect 2 for 1.5 minutes. Agility attribute increases by 300%. Time seemed to slow down as the monster snapped its massive jaws on empty air. Just a moment before, Xiao Sheng had managed to grab Guan Shui, bursting with speed and dashing away. When the two of them landed, the monster's form became clear. It was a giant wolf, its entire body covered in an eerie layer of white bone. Information: Nether Bone Wolf King Level 5. Description: Sub-boss of the Nether Secret Forest Dungeon. Holy crap, Cheng Zi! Liu Zixia screamed in terror. That's the Wolf King! At the same time, countless bloodshot red eyes lit up in the darkness from all directions. Dozens of other mutated wolves had gathered surrounding the three of them completely. Oh God, we're surrounded! Liu Zixia trembled. The Wolf King is here for revenge. We killed too many of his pack. This is karma. What are you spouting nonsense for at a time like this? Zhao Cheng snapped. Hurry up and think of a way out of here. His eyes sharpened as he gave a decisive command. Zixia, your job is to use the rubber leaves for cover and keep Miss Guan safe. I'll handle the entire pack. Zia stammered in a panic. Well, what you'll handle? That's the Wolf King, you know. And those other 4 are no joke either. I'm only level 2. How am I supposed to protect anyone? His eyes were locked onto the abnormally large Wolf King. It had been his target from the very beginning. Zhao Cheng level 4, 89% XP. His attributes had awakened. In his mind, everything was already calculated. Ever since he hit level 4, the experience points from these small fry wolves, it had become far too little. If he wanted to break through to level 5 in one go, the only way was to face the Wolf King. That was also why I didn't stop Guan Shui. When she wounded that Liu Zhu fellow. I used the scent of his blood to lure this monster out. Your head. I need it as a stepping stone on my path to power. Zhao Cheng, wait a second. He turned back. What is it? As the old saying goes, to do a good job, one must first sharpen one's tools. The bone knife in your hand is completely chipped. With that said, she slipped a hand into a small pouch at the hip of her dress. A simple gesture, yet one that radiated a noble grace. A sharp dagger flashed in the dim forest light. This dagger may not be some legendary weapon, but it's certainly better than that bone knife of yours. My God, in a skirt that short. How did she manage to hide something like this? He was silently amazed, but still took the dagger, feeling its weight and sharpness. Thanks. Without another word, he tightened his grip on the new weapon, his body becoming a blur. He shot straight towards the Wolf King. Taking advantage of the speed boost, he zipped past the massive beast's head. To take down a monster of this size, a head-on fight would be suicide. The Wolf King let out a deafening roar, snapping its massive jaws on empty space. But he deftly twisted in midair, landing lightly on his feet. I just have to find and shatter its blood-red energy core. That's my only path to victory. He clung tightly to its thick furred dagger at the ready. If I can just hit that spot, this fight will be over in an instant. He spotted a faint red gleam of light under its belly. But just as he was about to strike the vital point, the other wolves bared their fangs in unison, forming a pincer that cut off his advance. He was forced to fall back, dodging their vicious attacks. So their initial ferocity was just a diversion. These mutated wolves are smarter than I thought. But no matter how clever a wolf may be, it's no match for human intellect. The corner of his mouth curved into a confident smirk. I never intended to deal with just the Wolf King from the start. These level 2 bone wolves are no longer a threat to me. Skill autonomous research activate. A surging power welled up within his body. System notification, gold tier skill. Autonomous research has been activated. All attributes increased by 15%. Receiving resonance effect from the Radiant Book of Eternal Evolution. Buff effect adjusted to 22.5%. The blade in his hand carved a deadly arc through the air. He easily tore a netherbone wolf in two. Shallow tactics are nothing but a joke in the face of absolute power. After cleanly dispatching one, he landed on the ground and shouted. Jiazai understood this plan and immediately responded. He activated his ox cleaver skill, his eyes flashing with a golden light as he instantly pinpointed the wolf pack's weaknesses. The stones from his slingshot flew with astonishing precision, embedding themselves directly into the vital points he had identified while taking advantage of the enemies being incapacitated. He lunged forward like a whirlwind, his blades continuously slashing at the red energy cores beneath their bellies. Our coordination had been honed through countless battles. We were perfectly in sync with every breath. I thought he was just a mere follower, but it turns out I completely misjudged him. The Wolf King let out a crazed howl, its entire body radiating a bloodthirsty aura as a notification appeared. The Wolf King has activated its bloodthirsty wolf instinct. Speed increased by 15%. Here it comes. Now is the time to end this. But its target wasn't him. The giant monster whipped its head around and charged straight toward the two weaker ones in the back. Lu Tujia screamed in terror as the Wolf King's maw, filled with jagged fangs, snapped wide open. It was ready to swallow them both whole. "Get down!" he roared, channeling all his strength into his legs and launching himself like an arrow. He could finish it with a single strike, but to be certain he had to unleash every ounce of his power. Flame Enchantment. A system notification appeared. Flame Enchantment attribute activated. The Hellfire enchantment effect is now applied to your weapon, dealing 30% fire-type damage. There is a 30% chance to trigger a burn effect, draining 3% of the target's maximum health points every 10 seconds. The blade in his hand erupted into glowing red hellfire. He let out a thunderous roar, putting all his might into the throw. The dagger transformed into a streak of falling stars. A flaming arc tore through the night. Everywhere it passed, the ground was plowed into a deep, charred trench. The Wolf King was completely engulfed in a sea of fire, only having enough time to let out a few agonizing shrieks. It wailed in pain before its massive body was incinerated by the flames. The dagger buried itself deep into an ancient tree with intense heat still radiating from it. Oh my God, holy crap. Then that move was just insane. There are no words for it. Tujia stammered, his face still pale with shock from such terrifying power. Even in my clan, it would be hard for an expert below level 8 to produce such horrifying force. But this dungeon limits awakened ones to level 5. Just what level is he anyway? Hey, Triothan, what level are you now? She turned to ask Tujia. Definitely higher than level 4. Much higher than me, I'm only level 2. A level 4 capability performing level 8 feats. Furthermore, that ability that made the blade burst into flames. At his current level, he should only be able to possess one attribute. So this must be his awakened power. But clearly, this is just a very weak bronze quality attribute. A weak attribute like that. Yet he can utilize it to such a devastating degree, perhaps I've finally found the talent my father has always craved. Leaving their shock behind him, he simply gave a faint smile. It was a success. System notification. You have defeated this Wolf King. You have received a massive amount of experience points. The absolute lead effect has been triggered. Experience gained is increased by 75%. Congratulations, you have reached level 5. The Book of Eternal Evolution has opened a new page. Starting effect. New attribute acquired. Please choose one of the 3 attributes below. However, the bloodthirsty wolf instinct attribute has a detailed description, likely because I've seen it in action. This choice would be safe and easy to use, but the growth potential for attributes of the same system is usually higher. I'm willing to take a gamble. I choose Decisive Headshot. System notification. You have received a new bronze tier attribute, Decisive Headshot. Description. After activation, the next attack is guaranteed to be a critical hit. Critical damage is increased by 150%. He received the adjustment effect from the Book of Eternal Evolution. Cooldown time 10 minutes. Another combat attribute just like Flame Enchantment. The effect is simple, but if combined with other abilities, it can create a perfect finishing blow. At the decisive moment, he shook his head, pushing his calculations aside. The most important thing right now was to skin the Wolf King and collect the loot worth 1 million. Than walked over to the tree. He pulled his 2 daggers out of the wood. What are you guys collecting those things for? They can be traded for item vouchers or used to craft clothing and weapons, Triothan explained. He gave a brief explanation while checking his blades. In our settlement, these are rare materials, but according to our deal, they belong to you now. Rare these things? In my home, even the lowliest servant wouldn't spare a glance at the claws of these low-level monsters, she thought to herself. Just what kind of pathetic slums did these 2 come from? But immediately her father's teachings echoed in her mind. Never look down on anyone. Every life that exists in this world contains infinite possibilities. She suddenly realized her father was right. Even in tiny places she had never heard of, geniuses like Triothan could still be born. Right then, Triothan looked down at his arm. The gray streaks of death energy had begun to spread. Looks like we don't have much time left, he said, his voice remaining calm. Lu Tugia, standing beside him, couldn't maintain that same composure. The death energy here is making my hands go numb already. Then, man, you're really a beast. It clearly hurts and feels numb, and it's freezing cold like my blood is about to turn to ice, yet you just calmly say it's a bit numb. That's exactly why we have to make the most of our time, Triothan replied with a steady gaze. Let's go. The higher your level, the better chance we have of taking them down. If you want to gain experience faster than just wandering around looking for random monsters, there's a much better place. There's a better place, Lu Tugia asked immediately. In every dimensional dungeon there is a boss, she explained. Defeating it grants a reward of experience points far beyond ordinary monsters. Moreover, a boss's territory usually contains treasures. It could be high-grade soul stones, divine weapons, or defensive artifacts. Hunting a boss is extremely difficult, but the benefits are incomparable. Wait a second, Lu Tugia suddenly slapped his forehead. Didn't we just take down a boss just now? That Wolf King. Just looking at its size, you could tell it was the big boss. There's more to it, Gia, Truthan interrupted. She emphasized the boss's territory. That means the real boss will be guarding the treasure at a fixed location. He doesn't go wandering around looking for trouble like that Wolf King. Oh, right, this young master remembers now. Liu Zia scratched his head to hide his embarrassment. Actually, you don't need to explain it in such detail, Than. This young master already gets it. This friend of Truthan is quite interesting, but the problem is, how are we going to find the boss? Time is running out. We can't afford to waste any. Finding the boss is indeed a huge hassle, but for a low-level white-rank dungeon like this, I have something that can help. She reached into the folds of her skirt again, seemingly searching for something. Hey, Than, did you hear that? Liu Zi leaned in close to his friend's ear and whispered, This girl is totally showing off to us. She almost lost her life in a low-level dungeon, and now she's acting like it was nothing. And what is her skirt even made of? It's like a bottomless pit. She can pull just about anything out of there. Maybe dungeons really are ranked, Triothan whispered back. We never knew, but she comes from the management class, so it's normal for her to know more. As for how she pulls things out, it might be a special ability from her attributes, but hey, I've noticed you're always taking her side. Is our little boy finally reaching that age? Found it. Quan Tweet cheered, interrupting their conversation. She pulled out an ancient compass, thinking to herself that this was a valuable item, and it was best not to act like it was too precious in front of them. Boss Sensor Needle 4. Quality green grade. Description. When inside a dungeon space of green rank or lower, it can accurately pinpoint the boss's location. Origin. The personal item of a mysterious captain found in a green rank dungeon treasure. As soon as the compass needle pointed in one direction, Than didn't hesitate for a second. Let's go. Hey, don't just ignore this young master. Liu Jie hopped and ran after them. Before long, the three reached a massive cave. In front of them was a glittering treasure chest, and beside it a giant monster was fast asleep. Its body looked like an oversized wild boar. Good heavens, is this the boss? Liu Jie gulped. As if sensing the presence of strangers, the monster suddenly snapped its bloodshot eyes wide open. Is this thing maybe a bit too strong? Red Demon Pig. Classification rank 10 boss. Description. The guardian of the treasure and the only boss in this dungeon. Once defeated, the dungeon will collapse. Warning, watch out for its sharp tusks and the poisonous spikes on its back. It possesses 2 awakened attribute lines. 1 million. Than frowned, calculating. Tui is level 1. Liu Jie is level 3, and I'm only level 5. A level 10 boss's physical stats must be absolutely terrifying. Relying only on the 3 of us taking it down is almost impossible. You guessed right. Master warned me that even with 5 elite guards, you must never provoke the boss. It's an existence far beyond normal standards. To kill it, you'd need monster-class awakened ones, people whose combat power far exceeds their own level. Then why did you lead us here? Is this just a waste of time? Liu Jie grumbled. Quan Tweet didn't answer, only silently looking at Triu Tan. Her eyes were full of trust. He was exactly that kind of monster-class awakened one. Someone's coming, Triu Tan suddenly signaled. The 3 immediately ducked behind a rock. A group of people dressed like bandits carrying firearms was entering the cave. The leader laughed loudly. My luck is truly insane. After entering this crappy dungeon nearly 10 times, I finally found you, you stupid pig. Are those guys crazy? Liu Jie whispered. Maybe not. Who knows if one of them has an even stronger attribute? Triothan narrowed his eyes, looking at the weapon in the leader's hand. That thing is called a gun. A gun? What's that? I've seen people use them to hunt mutated wild dogs outside the settlement before. They're incredibly powerful. Unless you're a high-level awakened one, a normal person has no chance against them. Quan Tweet glanced at the advanced rifle in the leader's hand, her eyes flashing with a hint of disdain. That's just a knockoff, she explained. True weapons from the ancient era, were much more terrifying. Liu Jie, who loved stories, was instantly intrigued. People from the ancient era had weapons of destruction. I heard just one was enough to level an entire residential area of 100,000 people, he gasped. Were they really that powerful then? Why has our world become so pathetic? Even if their weapons were strong, maybe awakened ones with top-tier attributes were even scarier. So, Quan Tweet countered, there are awakened ones so powerful that their mere existence is enough to change the world. Their conversation was cut short by a thunderous explosion. The ground shook. Up ahead, the battle had begun. The leader of the gang, looking incredibly arrogant, was relentlessly firing at the giant boar. Active copper attribute bullets. Effect. When using a firearm, internal power can be converted into a continuous supply of ammunition. He fired away like a madman. The gunfire echoed throughout the forest. Taste my bullets, you filthy beast! Than narrowed his eyes, observing the situation. If they distract the boss, we might be able to get the treasure without a direct confrontation. Do you want to play the fisherman and reap the rewards? Quan Tweet suddenly asked. What do you mean? Than asked, confused. I mean, do you plan to take the treasure while both sides are in chaos? She explained. It's an idiom you've probably never studied before. It's normal if you don't understand. Lucky for you, I'm here. A brother who is so knowledgeable and well-read. I'm almost jealous of you for having such a great brother like me. Guanzhou shook her head slightly, thinking to herself about this guy. He really never misses an opportunity to praise himself. That's exactly what I was thinking. Zhao Cheng admitted frankly. When someone else stirs up trouble, we seize the opportunity to grab the treasure. It's our best option. Based on the strength of the three of us going head-to-head with this boss, we have almost no chance. Wait a minute. Guan Shui stopped him. Your arm is being seriously corroded by this dungeon's dark aura. If we don't treat it right away, it will affect your actions in this dangerous situation. A single slip-up could cost you your life. With that, she took out 2 jade green pills. This is a special medicine from my family. It can resist the corrosion from low-level dungeons. You and Liu Ziye each take one. Awesome, Liu Ziye exclaimed, quickly swallowing his. This dark aura was killing me. Why didn't you take it out sooner? Chung held the pill in his hand, hesitating as he asked, Is this expensive? He recalled what Yazi had said just the entrance fee for the dimensional dungeon cost over 100 vouchers. A special pill like this, how much would it be worth? Even though we made a deal, he thought to himself, what she's given us has clearly far exceeded the value of anything we could offer in return. Seeing Zhao Cheng's pensive expression, Guan Shui replied casually, It's very cheap. They probably just don't sell it where you live. You can buy one for just 1 voucher. Thank you, I'll pay you back later, Zhao Cheng said, then took the pill. Phew, that scared me to death. I thought it would cost 100 vouchers a pill. Liu Ziye let out a sigh of relief. Guan Shui smiled to herself. This guy is really perceptive. He's clearly dirt poor, but he has his own principles, not wanting to owe anyone even the smallest favor. If I told him the pill actually costs 2,000 vouchers, I'm afraid he'd rather die than take it. Meanwhile, the battle ahead grew fiercer. The other group, despite their numbers, was constantly knocked back by the powerful boss, suffering heavy casualties. 4, watch out for the spikes on its back. You bastard, stop, don't you dare hurt my brothers. The leader roared in fury, continuing to fire wildly. The boss's health bar slowly dropped from 92% to 85%. Suddenly, the wild boar let out a roar. Its entire body was covered in a layer of iron-hard scales. Activate Reinforce Scale Armor, attribute Bronze. Effect reinforces the outer layer of skin. The higher the level, the greater the hardening. Clang, 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 clang. The bullets now bounced off its body as if they were just scratching an itch. Damn it, just as I thought one of its attributes is... A defensive upgrade. This is tough to deal with. The leader ground his teeth. The wild boar turned and charged straight at him. Bring it on, he roared fearlessly. You think I'm afraid of you? After I kill you, I still have to lead my brothers to a life of luxury. Ha ha, what the hell is there to be afraid of? My brothers and I have been through hell and back. You think we'd be scared of a stupid pig? The remaining underlings immediately formed a human wall to shield their boss. Activate Iron Wall, attribute Bronze. Effect increases self-defense by 15%. A series of defensive skills activated, forming an unbelievably solid shield. Before we fall, we absolutely will not let this beast touch a single hair on our boss. Witnessing this, Zhao Cheng couldn't help but be surprised. I thought they were just a disorganized mob. Now it seems that's not the case. That leader was able to win over such a loyal group of brothers. He's got some skills, but our job right now is this lock, he said, turning to the treasure chest. Liu Ziye and Guan Shui were both surprised. You know how to pick locks? Of course, Chenger knows how, Liu Ziye said proudly. When he was exploring the outside world from our settlement, I heard he picked quite a few locks. What does the outside world look like? Guan Shui asked curiously. I rarely leave the settlement, Liu Ziye replied. And when I do, it's only to the safe zones. But Chenger once said the outside is both desolate and ruined, and yet full of intense vitality. What kind of world is the outside in his eyes, I wonder? Guan Shui thought to herself, her gaze complex as she looked at Zhao Cheng, who was focused on picking the lock. It's open. Its structure is exactly the same as the locks in the outside world, Zhao Cheng exclaimed. What on earth is hidden inside? But just as he opened the lid of the chest, another terrifying explosion erupted from the battle. The wild boar let out a furious roar. An incredible heat radiated from its body, and the ground around it began to crack. Activate Thermal Current Conversion. Attribute Bronze. Effect consumes stamina to convert breath into a heat wave. Temperature can reach 140 degrees Celsius. Its health bar was now down to just 41%, and its bloodshot, hate-filled eyes turned and locked onto the three of them. "Oh no," Zhao Cheng muttered. "It's targeting us now." The giant monster, burning like a fireball, began to charge madly towards them. Gripping the pair of daggers in his hands, he growled, his eyes never leaving the frenzied beast before them. Here it comes. But unexpectedly, lead bullets from afar slammed into the monster's thick hide, successfully drawing its attention. He glanced back in astonishment to see the soldiers of the Red Wolf gang. The very men he thought had fallen were struggling to raise their guns. Weren't those guys all down for the count? A man covered in blood, likely the captain, roared at the kid, "Run, kid, get out of here! This thing isn't something you can handle. Don't throw your life away for nothing. We're finished." "There's no way out of this dungeon anymore," another man shouted. "Get out of here, Sneaky. You've got to survive." Even those dying on the ground tried to help. They waved their hands, their voices weak but determined. "Go, kid. Don't forget that the Red Wolf Squad saved you, saving one more life before dying. Our boss really lived up to his name." Amidst the hail of bullets and those heroic roars, he made the opposite choice. He lunged toward the monster, not forgetting to look back. He shouted at his only companion, "Yazi, help me, damn it. If I run away now, I'm not even human." Liu Ziya roared and charged out of hiding without a second's hesitation. He immediately activated his ability, Pao Ding's Precision Golden Heart. He locked onto the target's weak point. "Zhao Cheng, strike its rear." The moment he got the order, he didn't hesitate to aim straight for the giant boar's backside. He delivered a precise thrust. The boar's health bar plummeted to 35%. The Red Wolf soldiers watched in utter shock. "That kid, he used a knife to deal massive damage to a level 10 boss that's using its ability. Who the hell is he?" The wild boar let out a pained roar. Its entire body glowed red like a mobile furnace. Spiky red demon boar activated its heat flow attribute, converting stamina and breath into a heat wave. The heat could reach 140 degrees Celsius. A terrifying wave of hot air surged forward. He quickly leaped back. "That's it. That damn heat wave attribute. If I go in for close combat now, I'll basically be roasting myself. I need to find a way to dodge its direct attacks while finishing it off." A level 10 monster can have two abilities, and it's already used both of them. Seeing him constantly dodging, the wild boar became even more aggressive. It lunged forward, trying to use the heat wave surrounding its body to get close, but just then, the Red Wolf soldiers opened fire once more, risking their lives to pull the monster's aggro. "This beast dares to do this to me. I'm no pushover, kid. The lives of all our brothers are in your hands now. Kill it." Feeling their trust and sacrifice, a surge of passion rose in Zhao Cheng's heart. "Thank you, everyone. I'll give it everything I've got," he roared as all the power in his body was released. System notification activated. Autonomous research. Increasing speed by 300%. Activated. Flame infusion enhancing weapon with hellfire, dealing 30% fire attribute damage. Burn rate reduces 3% of maximum health every 10 seconds. Effect adjusted by the Book of Eternal Evolution. Its health is at 30% while he's still at 85%. Activating all combat attributes. Put everything into one strike. I must win. He and the beast, two forces, one hot and one cold, clashed head-on. Yazi, find the weak point. Zhao Cheng, look at the stone's position under its left ribs. A stone flew through the air. It struck precisely under the monster's left ribs. Instantly, he changed direction, gripping his flaming daggers tight and lunging at the vital spot, seizing this golden opportunity. He began his chorus of destruction. Slash, slash, slash. His blades turned into a frantic firestorm, raining down on the monster's only weak point. Its health bar plummeted. Can Zhao Cheng win? Hey, kid, don't you dare lose. Faster, faster, I have to hold on until it falls. Every slash drained his strength, but it also drained the enemy's life. When its health hit rock bottom, with only a flickering 1% remaining, he mustered his last bit of strength and drove both daggers deep into its body. The giant boar finally collapsed, the heavy impact shaking the ground. The wave of heat and the crushing pressure from the beast gradually faded. Zhao Cheng, we won. Yazi's voice rang out, but Zhao Cheng's body had reached its limit. Covered in severe burns, he couldn't stand straight, trembling like a statue about to crumble. Hey! Zhao Cheng! Zhao Cheng! Seeing everyone running toward him, he finally felt safe enough to slump to the ground, panting heavily. As he slowly recovered, system notifications kept ringing in his head. System notification activated. Absolute lead, gaining an extra 75% experience. Congratulations, you have reached level 6. Congratulations, you have reached level 7. Activating the Book of Eternal Evolution. Please choose a new attribute. He leveled up twice in a row. Taking down a boss 5 levels higher yielded so much experience. A list of options appeared. Bronze, hardened hide, increases defense. Side effect, thick fur growth. This was the boar's attribute. Bronze, bullet composition, requires a gun, an ancient weapon he couldn't afford. Golden, instant refresh, effect unknown. Bronze, headshot strike 2, effect unknown. Bronze, metal evolution, transforms the body into metal. Golden, autonomous research 2, effect unknown. Hardened hide is strong, but the side effect is weird. Bullet composition is useless for me. I wonder what instant refresh does, but either way, it's a golden attribute. I'll take it. System notification. You have received the golden attribute Instant Refresh. Effect resets the cooldown of all other attributes once. Cooldown 30 minutes adjusted. This is a powerful support attribute. I can use my main skills back-to-back in a short time. Next, between Headshot Strike 2 Metal Evolution and Autonomous Research 2, I'll choose to upgrade my existing attribute chain. I choose Autonomous Research 2. System notification. You have received the golden attribute, Autonomous Research 2-star. Effect 1. All attributes increased by 45% adjusted. Effect 2. Enhances a single attribute by 450% for 3 minutes. Cooldown, 15 minutes adjusted. A 45% boost to all stats. As expected, the golden tier attribute chain is far superior. The second effect's boost is also terrifyingly strong. I'm level 7 now, only 1 level away from Zhao Qiji. Zhao Qiji, just you wait. Suddenly the ground shook violently. What's happening? Is this an earthquake? No, that's not it. The dungeon boss has been slain. This whole place is about to collapse. Tian Man's men struggled to their feet, blood still seeping from their wounds, but the way they looked at Trio Than had completely changed. Their leader slammed a hand onto his shoulder. Kid. Impressive. From now on, you're a friend of Tian Man. We owe you our lives. He turned back and roared, Listen up, brothers! We're pulling out! His subordinates obeyed instantly, their hearts filled with admiration for the man who had just saved them. Once they were out of sight, Lu Tuda stumbled forward. Buddy, can you still move? I'm fine. Trio Tung replied, though his breath was ragged. We have to get out of here fast. He scanned the area. Where's the treasure chest? She gave a slight wave of her hand and the chest appeared. All right. As promised, here is your share. No need. Trio Than shook his head. These belong to you, and this dagger too. He handed her weapon back. Quan Tuit took the dagger, her eyes lingering on him with a complex gaze. You promised to help me take down the management. I'll definitely come find you. Settlement number 226 Westport District, Trio Than said. Lu Tuda already told me. Thank you both. It's a shame. Lu Tuda sighed pessimistically. I'm afraid you won't make it in time. Once we step out of here, we'll be facing a life or death struggle. Quan Tuit looked him dead in the eye, her voice as firm as a vow. I will make it in time. With that, the three of them parted ways. Each headed toward their own spatial portal before the dungeon completely crumbled. On the way, Lu Tuda couldn't hide his anxiety. Then, once we're out there, what do we do? Don't worry, Trio Than reassured him. I've already prepared everything. Outside the entrance to settlement number 226, Assistant Triquiet and his thugs were waiting impatiently. The moment Trio Than and Lu Tuda appeared, he smirked with a cold sneer. Well, look at that. I didn't expect you two little rats to make it out alive. But it doesn't matter anyway. He gestured arrogantly toward Lu Tuda. Your parents led a group of awakened in a rebellion. The manager has ordered. You are to be killed on sight, just as I expected. After Uncle Lu heard he'd been sent into the dungeon, he'd taken action immediately. In that case, Trio Than said coldly, let's deal with these pests. Then we can go meet up with the others. At this moment, Trio Than had reached level 7. A series of powerful attributes had been unlocked. Eternal Evolution Manual, Absolute Leadership, Autonomous Research, and Headshot Strike. Also Heart Piercer and Flame Enchantment. Lu Tuda had also reached level 3, awakening the Master Butcher's skill. Trio Trikit laughed arrogantly. I am a level 8 awakened. I possess the gold attribute extreme speed. You really think two pieces of trash like you can take us down? Get them, boys! Let these two brats taste true despair. Boss Trikit, let us handle this first. One of the sycophants swung his blade and charged. You nobodies dare provoke the boss time to settle the score. Hack them to pieces. We'll take their heads for the reward. But before he could even get close, a dark shadow flashed past. Triothan drew his blade, his body seemingly merging with the steel. He took a deep breath and lunged frantically into the center of the circle. Too slow! Lightning fast, strikes flashed. In just a few breaths, Trikit's thugs collapsed like mown grass. Trio Trikit! Triotun stood amidst the corpses, his blade still dripping blood. Did you really think I was still that weakling you could trample on? The remaining subordinates backed away in terror. His speed! I couldn't even see his blade! Just then, the spatial portal behind them began to fade and then vanished. Boss, the entrance is disappearing. Trikit was stunned. How is that possible? The dungeon is gone. There was only one reason the boss had been defeated. He glared at the two of them analyzing the situation. Could it be someone else killed the boss and you two just leached the experience? It seems you've reached at least level 2 or 3. At that level, ordinary people can't touch you. But in front of me, you're still just pathetic amateurs. Leached experience. Lu Tu-Da suddenly burst into laughter. Trikit, you've got it all wrong, you idiot. The one who killed the boss is your granddaddy Lu Tu-Da himself. As he spoke, he prayed silently. Please, Than, let me look cool for just a second. This immediately caught Trikit's attention. If Lu Tu-Da really killed the boss, his level would be higher than Triothan's. He had to take down Triothan first. That was the only way to win. I don't mind telling you, Lu Tu-Da continued to bluff. This great Lord Lu has awakened a gold attribute Trikit. Your final hour has come. Kill Triothan first! Trikit roared, unable to take any more provocation. He lunged straight at Triothan. You guys pin down Lu Tu-Da. Got it. The two remaining subordinates reluctantly charged toward Lu Tu-Da, cursing under their breaths. Damn it, Lu Tu-Da killed the boss, so he's definitely stronger than Triothan. That bastard Trikit always bullies the weak and throws us out to die, but they didn't expect the master Lu Tu-Da to turn tail and run immediately. Then I'm leaving the rest to you. Trikit didn't care. His entire killing intent was focused on Triothan. Die, clang. His blade was easily blocked by Triothan. This kid, his strength is insane. He was shocked. Shadow Mist Forest is only a white level dungeon. The maximum level shouldn't exceed 4. This power, it can't belong to a level 4. It seems you've awakened a strength-type attribute. Trio Trikit let out a cold sneer. My high-speed attribute completely counters you. It doesn't matter how much power you have. He activated his ability, increasing his speed by 30%. His whole body turned into a blur, continuously attacking from all sides. Let's see if you can keep up with my speed. But the impossible happened. Clang, 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 clang. No matter how fast his attacks were, every single one was perfectly blocked or dodged by Zhao Cheng. What is this? Why? Zhao Jiji screamed frantically in his mind. Why can he still keep up with me? Even if he got all the experience from killing the highest level boss, he'd only be at level 4. How the hell can he keep up with a level 8 gold attribute awakened? While madly swinging his sword, Zhao Cheng roared his words like daggers. They carved themselves into Zhao Jijie's mind. Zhao Jiji, ever since she left, you'd come to my house every few days to cause trouble. Every time you'd either tear apart my tattered home or beat me half to death. Then you'd steal every last one of my supply vouchers. How many times did you nearly push me to the brink of starvation? The horrifying memories of 3 years of humiliation came rushing back as clear as if they were yesterday. The image of a savage Zhao Jijie smashing his belongings, grabbing him by the collar and snarling, "Where is it? Where did you hide it?" flashed in his mind. From the very beginning, I knew your target was that awakening stone. Zhao Cheng screamed, his voice breaking with fury. You wanted to steal it, but do you even know that damn thing you covet so much? Was what she had to trade her own body for to get from me. Shut up! You talk too much! Zhao Jijie roared, but his eyes already betrayed his panic. Zhao Cheng ignored him, raising his sword high. All the energy in his body exploded. 1 passive trigger research, 1 gold attribute. 2 passive trigger research, 2 gold attributes. 3 trigger flame. Demon binder, bronze attribute. 4 trigger headshot. 1 hit, a white attribute. The sword in his hand blazed, enveloped in a deadly chaotic energy. This strike contains all the hatred I've suppressed for 3 long years. It's the fury for the fool who dared to steal the only hope my sister left for me. Die Zhao Jijie. A sword strike descended, tearing through the air. Zhao Jiji realized in horror that Zhao Cheng's speed was still increasing, far exceeding his ability to react. No, impossible. I can't keep up with this speed. What my sister left me. Zhao Cheng gritted his teeth. No matter how much humiliation I have to endure, I will never let someone like you take it away. A perfect sword strike came down. Zhao Jiji's saber shattered into pieces, and the strike continued, tearing through his body. Zhao Jiji, for the past 3 years, for all the humiliation you've caused me. Today, I'm returning it all. Zhao Jijie's body was no longer intact. His head and torso were now far apart. Fresh blood stained the ground red. The 2 remaining lackeys, seeing their boss was dead, were scared out of their wits. They turned and fled. Run, Zhao Cheng turned his head coldly. His gaze, sharp as a dagger, pierced their retreating backs. When you were bullying me, you 2 had a part in it, too. He threw the sword in his hand. The blade spun through the air, carving a deadly arc, piercing through both thugs in an instant. The 3-year grudge has been settled in full today. So cool. Chengzi Liu Zizha gave a thumbs up, his eyes full of admiration. Wait a minute. There's something sparkling in Zhao Jijie's pocket. Is it a treasure? Sheng bent down and picked up a pearl bracelet still stained with blood. The moment he saw the bracelet, the smile on Liu Zizha's face vanished, replaced by utter panic. That's my mom's. The 2 of them immediately snapped to their senses. Hurry up, Liu Zizha said frantically. Your mom must have been taken to the management area by them. This is the pearl bracelet she loves the most. She would never give it to someone else. Mom. Oh, Mom, you have to be okay. Jazi, don't worry too much. Zhao Cheng reassured him. Auntie Zhang must still be alive. Chengzi, are you sure? Chengzi never speaks without reason. He must have his own analysis, Liu Zizha thought, trying to stay calm. Our concentration area is sparsely populated. Women are considered an important reproductive resource, Zhao Cheng explained coldly. Besides, Auntie Zhang is very beautiful. Even if Uncle Liu was captured, her life wouldn't be in danger. Shut up, Liu Zizha snapped. That kind of analysis of yours just makes me panic more. Get it? Without another word. The 2 of them crossed through the ruined buildings, rushing toward the management area. Soon they were near Management Office Number 226 West Border District. Liu Zizha, Zhao Cheng. A familiar voice called out to them from a distance. It's Xiao Yu and a few other residents. Run, something big has happened, Xiao Yu. Why are you all here? Liu Zizha asked. Uncle Liu led people to surround the management area and is fighting with the management lords, Xiao Yu explained in a panic. It seems like Uncle Liu's side is losing. Zhao Jijie is leading people to capture you guys. Hurry and go. There's no time. Then what about my parents? Jazi, your parents are heroes. A man interjected, his face full of shame. We're too useless. We didn't dare follow him. Manager Fan Dehu and his lackey Zhang Kun. And Zhao Jijie are all awakened ones. We're just ordinary people. We can't fight them at all. Another person continued. Old Liu heard you were taken into a dungeon, so he gathered the brothers determined to overthrow that bastard Fan Dehu. But they're too strong. You guys have to run. You can't win against them. My parents are both there. I absolutely cannot run away. Liu Zizha gritted his teeth. Even if I die, I'll die with them. He turned to Zhao Cheng. Chengzi, you've already killed Zhao Jiji. You should find a way to leave this place. Go find your sister. There's nothing left for you here. Zhao Cheng shook his head, his gaze firm. Uncle Liu has always helped me. Auntie Zhang treated me like her own son. If I leave at a time like this, would I even be human? He looked straight into Liu Zizha's eyes. For the 3 years my sister was gone. Every time Zhao Jijie robbed me of everything, it was your family who secretly gave me food. Without you all, I would have starved to death long ago. Besides, if Fan Dehu wasn't pulling the strings from behind, how would Zhao Jijie dare to be so arrogant on his own? This grudge isn't just yours, I have a stake in it too. Chengzi. Liu Zizha was moved, his eyes turning red. All right. We brothers will live and die together. The people around them were stunned when they heard their conversation. What Zhao Zhiji was killed by Zhao Cheng. He's a level 8. Awakened. This Zhao Cheng kid, who was always gloomy, is now exuding a terrifying aura. It might actually be true. Scene change to the management office. Liu Fu, you've got some real nerve. Fan Dahu, a large fat man, mocked him while perched on a chair. Bringing a few pieces of trash with you, and you dare to come here and provoke me. Fan Dahu, level 10. Position manager of residential area, 226. Attributes: colossal incarnation, gold. Unparalleled bravery, gold. You killed my mother and implicated so many people. And now you've harmed my son, Liu Fu. Liu Zijia's father roared, his body covered in injuries. It was your tyranny that forced me to rise up. If your son is dead, just have another one. What's the big deal? Fan Dahu sneered. Your wife is quite a looker. As long as you're willing to kneel and kowtow, I can spare your life. Of course, your wife will have to stay here for me to borrow for a few days. In your dreams, I'd rather die. I will never bow down to scum like you. Pham Dai Ho threw Auntie Trong to the ground without a shred of mercy. I gave you face and you still don't know your place. How pathetic. Do you really think that just because you're dead, I won't be able to have my way with your wife? Pham Dai Ho, if you're so tough, come at me. What kind of man shows off his strength by beating a woman? Lu Fuk roared in rage. Pham Dai Ho simply smirked. Fair enough. I'll kill you first and play with your wife later. I'll even be kind and give you a quick, clean death. With that, he flicked 2 iron beads from his hand. They shot forward with terrifying speed. Hoan, please don't cry. Lu Fuk smiled at his wife for the last time. In the next life, I, Lu Fuk, will still be your husband. Clang. A piercing sound of metal clashing rang out. A sword flew out of nowhere, blocking the 2 beads hurtling at high speed. The blade circled once in the air with a light hum, then it returned to his hand. He stood there, his gaze cold as ice, his voice sounding like it came from the depths of hell. Pham Dai Ho, I've come for your lives. Every eye turned toward him and Datu. A lackey sneered, Oh, look at that. 2 little brats actually made it out of the dungeon alive. Uncle Lu Datu's father turned pale with shock and fear. Trio Than, why are you here? Get out! Run now! Get away from here! No, father. Datu stood tall beside him, raising his crossbow high. We're not leaving. Thang and I came here to save everyone. Immediately, he activated his attribute. His eyes glowed with a golden light as he locked onto his target, his voice hardening with resentment. You dare touch my parents? I'll have your heads. The bolt flew like a lightning strike aimed straight at Pham Dai Ho, but he merely tilted his head to dodge it, while a henchman nearby swung his sword to shatter the bolt. You just awakened a tiny bit of power and already think you're a god of this world. But the bolt shattering wasn't the end. A thick cloud of smoke suddenly erupted, obscuring everyone's vision. Smoke grenades. It's a diversion. Don't let them rescue those awakened ones. But from the smoke, he lunged out like a ghost, his blade pointing directly at the one who spoke. I'm your opponent. The man looked at him, his face still calm and smug. To catch the bandits, you must catch the king first. If I can just kill this leader, everything will be over. You want to be my opponent? You're not even qualified. But as his blade was about to reach him, another dark shadow appeared. Fast as lightning, it blocked his attack. The impact was so strong it forced him back several steps. Faster and stronger than Trio Trikit. That was Kwang Khan, the most loyal henchman. The trump card Pham Dai Ho always trusted. Kwang Khan, level 9, title Mad Dog. Golden attribute, 3-way soul. He can split into 2 clones, each possessing 70% of the original's power. Their minds are linked. In the entire settlement, his brutal reputation was even more terrifying than the leader Pham Dai Ho. He was the one who carried out every atrocity, the bloodied blade of this tyrannical rule. Countless people had been crippled by him. Countless lives had ended under his blade. Everyone here had given him a gruesome nickname, Mad Dog, because once he bites, he's sure to tear off a chunk of flesh. Their 2 swords clashed, sparks flying everywhere. I didn't expect you to block my strike. Who are you? Kwang Khan asked, narrowing his eyes. You don't need to know, he replied coldly, because soon you'll be just like Trio Trikiet, a corpse beneath my feet. I know now, he smirked. You're Trio Than, the scum who sold out his sister for an awakening stone. Trio Trikiet mentioned you. Too bad he never found the stone you traded your sister for. Fury erupted in his chest. System notification. Activated flame enchantment, bronze level. Bronze. Activated critical headshot. Bronze level. His blade burst into furious flames. What's wrong, Angry? Did I hit a nerve? He continued to provoke him. He didn't say a word, just lunged forward, turning his body into a flaming arrow. This kid, Kwang Khan thought, secretly surprised as he parried. The rhythm of the attacks hadn't changed at all. It proved he wasn't provoked by the words. On the contrary, once he activated his ability, I started finding it hard to resist. He's clearly only 15 or 16 years old, yet his mind is so calculating and profound. I absolutely cannot let him grow any stronger, Kwang Khan roared, activating his ability. From his body, 2 clones split off, each possessing 70% of the original's power. Kill him! The 3 figures lunged at once. Is this his ability? He thought, observing as he parried. How strange. Just then, Datu's voice rang out. Than, I saved my dad and the uncles, hang in there. Datu, don't! He shouted. Kill Pham Dai Ho first! Save Auntie Trong and the others. I can handle this guy alone. So your real goal was to save those awakened ones. Kwang Khan's voice was full of mockery. But did you think we were stupid enough to let you do that so easily? Than, something's wrong! Datu's voice turned frantic. My dad and the uncles are vomiting blood. They've been poisoned. These bastards poisoned them. Just as I thought, he hissed through gritted teeth. Pham Dai Ho laughed loudly, looking incredibly smug. You really thought I was a stupid dog. I saw this coming a long time ago. Over the years, I've met plenty of geniuses like you. From the moment you entered the dungeon, I knew this would happen. Trio Trikit was just a pawn to test your strength. He turned to Kwang San. Can I told you that Trio kid had skills. Do you believe me now? Tell your clones to come back. I have a few words for him. Yes, big brother. One of Kwang Khan's clones vanished and his original body walked toward Pham Dai Ho. Triu Tan! Pham Dai Ho looked at him. You're a man of honor. The Liu family's business has nothing to do with you. Put down your weapon now and Zhao Zhijie's position will be yours from now on. This really has nothing to do with Cheng Zi. Yazi thought to himself, our plan was to save Dad and my uncles to create a balance of power, but now they've become a burden. If we force Cheng Zi to our side, it'll only lead to his death. Uncle Liu's son grabbed Yazi's hand, his voice weak. Don't involve Zhao Cheng. This is our Liu family's affair. Dad, I know what to do now. Yazi turned to him, his eyes welling with tears. Cheng Zi, drop your weapon! It's not worth dying for my family. You'll always be my brother. Putting down your sword is the best choice for you. Zhang Kun sneered. This kid is also a survivor of the apocalypse. He knows what choice to make. To live, you have to bow your head and be someone else's dog. But he just burst out laughing, a scornful laugh. Liu Ziya, what the hell are you talking about? He roared, betray my brothers! Repay kindness with cruelty! Zhao Cheng can't do something like that! She never taught me to live like a dog as long as we kill all these bastards. We can all survive. With that, he turned his flaming blade pointing straight at Pham Dai Ho. Yazi stared blankly at his resolute back. So Cheng Zi is a complete fool, Pham Dai Ho growled. In that case, let's take him out together. Zhang Kun stepped forward, his blade gleaming. Brother Hu, I'll personally chop off his head and present it to you as a souvenir. He looked at him, his eyes filled with killing intent. This time, you're definitely going to die. What a coincidence, Zhao Cheng replied, the corner of his mouth twisting into a cold smile. I was thinking the same thing. Immediately, he activated his self-researched skill, Explosive Headshot. Skill effect. Strength skyrockets by 300% for 90 seconds. A burst of violent power erupted from Zhao Cheng's body. He channeled the force into his legs and the ground beneath his feet cracked as he shot forward like a cannonball toward Zhang Kun. Sensing the sudden, ferocious aura, Zhang Kun was startled. He hastily raised his sword to block. Clang! A deafening clash of metal rang out. Zhang Kun was pushed back several steps, both his hands numb. He couldn't believe what had just happened. This brat's strength. Why did it suddenly triple? I was completely overwhelmed by his power, he speculated frantically. Wasn't his attribute the flame that envelops his blade? Could that have been a bluff? Is this power-enhancing ability his real trump card, that cunning brat? Zhang Kun gritted his teeth. He intentionally used a smokescreen to trick me. Waiting for the critical moment to unleash his true power and finish me in one blow, huh? He let out a sinister laugh. But don't forget I still have 2 clones to back me up. Even if you've gotten stronger, you're no match for me. The 2 clones immediately swung their blades from both flanks. Attacked in a pincer formation, Zhao Cheng was forced to leap into the air to evade. His ability is too damn annoying, he cursed silently. If it was just him alone, I could have taken him down easily. I have to think of something. Seeing Zhao Cheng suspended in the air, Jiang Kun's henchman behind him saw it as a golden opportunity. Quick, take this chance. Give it everything you've got and shoot him down. He's in the air. He can't dodge. A volley of crossbow bolts shot toward Zhao Cheng. He realized that while these men weren't awakened, they were extremely well trained. As henchmen for the management class, they were well fed. Their physical condition was far beyond that of ordinary people. Swish, swoosh. Zhao Cheng swung his sword, cutting down a few arrows, but moving and dodging in midair was extremely difficult. An arrow grazed his shoulder, leaving a trail of blood. At my current speed, I can't block them all. It hit, hurry up! The crossbowman grew more excited. Aim for his head! Shoot his eye out! More poisoned arrows flew toward him as Zhao Cheng began to fall. Should I throw my sword to deal with those 2 crossbowmen? But if Jiang Kun takes the opportunity to block my path, I'll lose my weapon and be put on the defensive. Just then, stones flew from out of nowhere at incredible speed, shattering the volley of arrows aimed at him. Zhao Cheng recognized it immediately. Liu Ziya, Ya Chengzi, you were right. If we kill them all, we both live. Liu Ziya's voice echoed from a distance. Take this chance. They're full of weaknesses. With that, Liu Ziya threw out a series of powder bags. They created a thick cloud of dust in front of the crossbowmen. Smoke bombs again! Jiang Kun was on alert. No, wait. Something's wrong with this smoke. Wait, Brother Kun, that bastard used lime powder. My eyes sting so bad I can't open them. Cheng smiled faintly. Yazi awakened half a year before me. Although his level hasn't increased much with his cautious personality, he's definitely prepared more than a few tricks. I never expected it to be this effective. As the enemy fell into chaos, Jiang Kun's 2 dark figures rushed toward him. Their speed isn't fast. They're clones. In that case, I'll cut one down first. He took a step back. He swung his sword in an arc, slashing the clone. Even though it was injured, it didn't slow down at all. Clones don't feel pain. Just injuring it is useless. I have to completely neutralize its movements. With that thought, Zhao Cheng put all his strength into a horizontal slash, cutting the clone into 2 pieces. The moment the clone was destroyed, Jiang Kun's main body suddenly trembled and his face turned pale. He clutched his chest, gasping for breath. Zhao Cheng, you, what did you do to my clone? So that's how it is. Zhao Cheng immediately figured it out. Destroying a clone causes backlash damage to the original body. I can't stand still. He immediately moved. This time the target is the henchman with stinging eyes. Cheng is over there. Aim carefully. Too late. My power-up is about to run out. Cheng rushed into the crowd, swinging his sword without mercy. For all the years you've served as minions for evil today, I'll settle the score with all of you. Finally caught you. Jiang Kun suddenly appeared, blocking his path. You little brat, there's absolutely no way I'm letting you escape this time, he thought. One clone has been destroyed and the skill is on cooldown. I can't summon it again. I have to kill him right here. Otherwise, I'll be the one who dies. His remaining clone rushed in from behind. Without turning his head, Zhao Cheng unleashed a thunderous kick, sending it flying. But at the same time, the wild power surging through his body began to fade. Kuang Kon laughed triumphantly. So your strength buff has a time limit, doesn't it, brat? Look at you. The power in your blade has already weakened. An awakened below level 10 only has a single attribute. Now I want to see what else you have to block my strike. He poured every ounce of his strength into the blow. This slash carried the raw power of a level 9. Let's see you survive this. He was certain that victory was within his grasp, but Triotan only stared back at him with cold eyes. An aura even more terrifying than before began to rise as he activated his second skill. Self-developed skill, the 4th heart-crushing thrust. Effect power surges by 450%. Duration 3 minutes. A violent wave of energy exploded from Triotan's body. He struck directly at the blade. Kwang Kon's sword shattered into 1,000 pieces like glass. He looked on in horror as the fragments rained down onto the ground. How is this possible? His power. It's even more monstrous than before. I wonder if you can withstand this next strike. Trieu Tun's voice, cold as ice, echoed across the battlefield. He funneled all his might into a final decisive blow. His blade traced a perfect arc, slicing through everything in its path. He cut through both the physical body and the illusions Kwang Kon had created. It seems you couldn't handle it after all. Execution / A gruesome mist of crimson blood erupted, marking a tragic end. As the smoke and dust slowly cleared, nothing remained but a broken corpse. Lufuk Jiatu's father coughed up blood, a faint smile on his lips. He actually did it. Since when did that boy grow up to be this strong? Big brother, a man beside him whispered weakly. The youngsters on your side are truly incredible. Perhaps we really are saved today. But amidst the carnage, Pham Dai Ho remained perched arrogantly on his chair, clapping mockingly. Impressive. To think you actually managed to kill Kwang Kon. Trieu Tun stepped slowly toward him, his sword dripping blood, leaving a gruesome trail on the ground. You're next, he said, every word sounding like a death sentence. For all the atrocities you've committed in this shelter over the years, it's time for you to pay the price. Atrocities. Pham Dai Ho burst into laughter. After that old man died and I took over as manager, sure, people died. But plenty of new ones showed up too. If you think about it, I'm practically a hero to this slum. He angrily kicked the unconscious Aunt Trong. Besides, if it wasn't for my fearsome reputation, this woman would have been snatched away by the animals from other sectors long ago. Pham Dai Ho, you scum! Don't you dare touch my mother! Lu Jiatu roared, firing an energy-infused stone straight at Pham Dai Ho's head. Thump. He caught the stone effortlessly with his bare hand. You trying to blow my head off? With that pathetic strength, you're nowhere near my level. Lu Jiatu froze. He caught it with his bare hands. That shot was supposed to have a weak point effect. Even Trieu Tun would have struggled to block it, yet this man. Let me teach you a lesson, Pham Dai Ho sneered. I'll show you what real power looks like. He hurled the stone back. The stone flew with the speed of a bullet, the raw force tearing through the air. Whish! At the very last second, Trieu Tun appeared, slicing the stone in half with his sword. Jiatu used the smoke grenades to blind him. He's level 10 or higher. We have to use every trick we've got. Lu Jiatu quickly loaded a smoke grenade into his sling, but before he could fire, a massive shadow loomed over him. Pham Dai Ho's target was Jiatu. With one hand, he slammed Jiatu's head into the ground, cracking the concrete. This is a duel between the strong. How dare a maggot like you interfere? Jiatu! Trieu Tun shouted in horror. He immediately lunged forward, slashing at Pham Dai Ho's back, but the giant simply turned and blocked the blade with a single hand. Klang Trieu Tun felt a violent shockwave surge up his arm, making it tremble uncontrollably. This strength is insane. No wonder Kwang Kon was so easily dealt with. But my level shouldn't be higher than level 8. Is this really the gap between our levels? His power even surpasses that boar boss. This is the complete physical transformation that happens after level 10. You've killed Kwang Kon and Trieu Tri Kiet. Surely your anger has cooled down by now. Pham Dai Ho suddenly made an offer. Join me. I'll make you my equal. In just a few days, I can give you a life you never even dared to dream of. Never, Trieu Tun spat at him. Do you have any idea how many lives you've destroyed? The population might not have dropped, but the newcomers are all scum, just like you. They're your henchmen, oppressing and robbing everyone. I would never associate with a filthy piece of trash like you. So you want to play the hero? Pham Dai Ho scoffed. Fine, then I'll grant your wish. A terrifying pressure began to radiate from his body. The cruelty of the apocalypse isn't as simple as you think, kid. Without my iron fist, this shelter would have been swallowed whole by others long ago. Skill-activated golden gigantic form effect. Health and defense increased by 50%. His body swelled, his muscles turning into slabs of iron. Is this only his first attribute? Trieu Tun gritted his teeth and activated Flame-Binding Demon. Flames erupted along his blade. I protected a bunch of useless nobodies like you. All you had to do was hand over some supplies. It was a fair trade. What are you so upset about? Pham Dai Ho roared. Painful memories suddenly flooded his mind. Daddy, are you hurt from fighting again? This isn't a wound, son. This is a medal for protecting everyone. Your father is a hero of this shelter. He remembered his father covered in wounds dying on a hospital bed. Hero! He laughed bitterly. A hero like that died a miserable death right before my eyes. It's pathetic. There were no real rewards. Just a bunch of meaningless thank yous. That wasn't a medal. It was proof of his stupidity. Only a fool like my father would take pride in protecting a pack of useless losers just to be their hero. So you want to be a hero? He charged at True Than, his fist crashing down like a boulder. I hate wannabe heroes like you the most. Go to hell and be a hero there all you want. Thang quickly crossed his arms, using all his strength to block the blow. Bam! The force hasn't changed. It seems his first skill only increases his endurance, not his strength. True Tun thought it to himself, if that's the case, I'll have to risk it all. He activated Reset, a silver tier skill. All skill cooldowns have been reset. Pham Dai Ho. Don't think you're the only one with power skill activated. Self-developed research effect 2. Strength increased by 300% for 1 minute and 30 seconds. A stream of energy even more terrifying than before erupted from Trio Than's body. Pham Dai Ho felt an immense pressure. His massive body was pushed back, his feet digging deep into the ground. But this kid can increase his strength even more. He was stunned. Is this a burst-type skill? I can't hold back anymore, he told himself. Against someone like Pham Dai Ho, I have to go all out from the start. I can't give him a single second to breathe. A violent energy exploded from within his chest. System notification. Activating self-developed research. 2. Effect. 2. Enhanced strength. Power increased by 450% for 3 minutes. Power surged through his veins. He let out a roar and brought his sword down in a devastating strike. The force of the slash was so strong it made the giant Pham Dai Ho buckle to his knees. What's happening? He was horrified. How did his power explode several times over in an instant? Even the web of my hand is numb from the shock. Trio Than didn't give him any time to think. He unleashed a continuous storm of slashes. Fear was now clear in Pham Dai Ho's eyes. No, something's wrong with this kid. This is definitely not the kind of power that a normal skill can produce. Otherwise, there's no way. I'd be unable to block a single strike from someone who isn't even level 8. And what's more, why is the flame on his blade sticking to me and not going out? It must be some kind of dark magic. He realized that if this dragged on, he would surely be the one to die. He had to use another tactic. His cunning eyes glanced over at Datu. That kid, he's the prey. Don't you look down on me! Pham Dai Ho roared, activating his second skill. Pham Dai Ho activates the skill Golden Martial Valor Strength plus 30%. His second skill only gives a slight strength boost. It seems my skills are far superior in quality. Seizing the opportunity, he charged forward like a fiery tornado, aiming straight for his old wound. But Pham Dai Ho gritted his teeth, a ruthless glint in his eyes. Now's the time I'll take a little damage if it means I can get an opening. He made no move to block Trio Than's sword, which slashed deep into his shoulder. But at the same time, he used that very wound to break free, lunging towards Datu like a wounded beast. Not good. He intentionally took that hit to get away. His target is Datu. Pham Dai Ho's remaining arm was clamped tightly around Datu's neck. Hurts like hell, he panted. If I hadn't sacrificed an arm, you never would have fallen into my trap. True Than, drop your sword, or I'll snap his neck right now. Pham Dai Ho, I never thought you'd be this despicable. He roared, the flames of rage in his heart burning even hotter than the fire on his sword. Despicable. He sneered, his smile twisted in pain. In an era like this, the one who survives is the one who's strong. Drop the sword or I'll crush his throat right now. Trio Than froze, his mind in turmoil. Once I drop the sword and the skill's effect ends, I'll no longer be a match for him. But if I don't drop it, Datu will die. What should I do? Just then, Uncle Liu, Datu's father, clutched his wound and spoke in a strained voice. Pham Dai Ho, do you know why we've put up with your oppression for all these years? And only now are we fighting back. You owe my father, Pham Dai Ho roared. That's right. He was a hero to this entire residential area. Uncle Liu said, his voice full of respect. Years ago, to fight back against the raids from Area 119, he sacrificed himself to prevent a tragedy. And you are a hero's son. Even when you were tyrannical and exploited us, we gritted our teeth and endured it. Because we once believed that one day you would change, that you would be like your father and become a hero once more. But 1 year ago, Uncle Liu's voice dropped, I happened to overhear something. Just 1 more year. The boss is moving to Area 119 to be the deputy manager. As for this dump, we'll just squeeze them dry and leave them to fend for themselves. Once we get there, boys, we'll get to eat all the meat we want. Area 119 even has a pig farm. You plan to abandon this place? To go be a dog for the people who killed your father? Uncle Liu screamed. Your mother was severely beaten by the people from Area 119 and died from her injuries. Have you forgotten? Shut up! Pham Dai Ho bellowed like a wild beast. That was the price he paid. In this apocalypse, being a hero only leads to death. I won't be like that stupid old man and get buried in this godforsaken place for my whole life. If I just submit to them, I'll have a much bigger world. He turned to Trieu Then, his eyes wild. Trieu Then, I'm counting to 3. If you don't drop your weapon, then get ready to arrange your friend's funeral. 1, 2. Trieu Then gritted his teeth, his heart feeling like it was being squeezed. Just as the word 3 was about to be uttered, the roar of engines echoed from a distance. Several large pickup trucks from Area 119 were approaching. Here. Pham Dai Ho was overjoyed. It's the vehicles from Area 119. They're here to pick me up, Trieu Then. You're dead for sure, model. He screamed at the top of his lungs, Men from Zone 119! It's me, Pham Dai Ho! I'm over here. Help me crush these rebels! The vehicles screeched to a halt. The doors flew open and a squad of heavily armed soldiers marched out. The situation had turned completely against us. Jia Tu was still in his hands. What can I do to break this deadlock? I could run and save myself, wait for the day of revenge. But if I retreat now, Jia Tu, Uncle Liu, and everyone else here will certainly die. I can't just abandon him. So what if you're a good fighter, Jia Thang? Pham Dai Ho smirked triumphantly. Now that my men outnumber yours, you're dead meat, kid. A young man stepped out from the lead vehicle. It was Kwong Ui, the current manager of Zone 119. Hey, Baldy. Were you the one calling for me? Ah, Manager Kwong. Pham Dai Ho's attitude flipped instantly. He hurriedly shoved Jia Tu aside and ran over, bowing and scraping. I never dreamed you'd come to pick me up personally, sir. This is truly the greatest honor of my life. I rushed over to check on Jia Tu. Thank God he's still breathing. This man, he's the manager of Zone 119. His presence is even more overwhelming than Pham Dai Ho's, maybe even stronger than the Red Demon boss. With my current strength, I don't stand a chance against him. Don't try to play buddy-buddy with me, Kwong Ui said coldly. I'm looking for someone. If you can't give me an answer, I'll crush your skull. Yes, anything you say, Manager Kwong. That's strange. Why doesn't he recognize me? The Loy brothers clearly said they'd mentioned my name to him. Kwong Ui's eyes scanned the crowd, his voice devoid of emotion. Is there anyone here by the name of Trieu Then? Pham Dai Ho felt like he'd just hit the jackpot when he heard that name. He pointed a finger at Trieu Then and shrieked, Manager Kwong, that's him. That brat is starting a rebellion. He's openly defying the company's authority. He spoke with absolute confidence in his luck. That's right. Manager Kwong is here to help me. Trieu Then, you're dead meat. Kwong Ui calmly took a long drag of his cigarette, the smoke obscuring his expression. Starting a rebellion, is he? He repeated, his tone completely flat. So he's planning to seize control of this settlement. Exactly. That's the guy, Pham Dai Ho confirmed eagerly. Kwong Ui's sharp blade-like gaze finally shifted to Trieu Then. Are you Trieu Then? I am, Trieu Then replied curtly, his hand tightening around the hilt of his blade, prepared for a life-or-death struggle. Kwong Ui turned back to Pham Dai Ho, his eyes filled with pure contempt. I recall that to be a manager one must at least be a level 10 awakener. And yet, you let a snot-nosed brat chop your arm off. Manager Kwong, you don't understand, he... Before Pham Dai Ho could finish, a sharp, dry crack echoed through the air. Kwong Ui had already drawn his gun. You've outlived your usefulness. Pham Dai Ho's body slumped to the ground, leaving everyone in a state of utter shock. Did he come here to take over the territory and just dispose of Pham Dai Ho while he was at it? Trieu Then and Lu Fuk both tensed up simultaneously. Are we next? As if reading their minds, Kwong Ui nonchalantly handed his gun to a subordinate. Relax, no need to be so tense. A high-ranking official has issued an emergency order. He stopped and looked Triothan straight in the eye. The order was for all managers of neighboring settlements to immediately provide backup to a man named Triothan in settlement number 226. I'm here to help you, Kwong Ui concluded. Why should I believe you? Triothan didn't lower his guard for a second. Sharp kid. You've got good instincts, Kwong Ui said with a faint smirk. But the messenger said that once you see this, you'll believe me. He pulled out an object, the familiar boss sensor compass. It was Quan Tuyet's sensor needle. Triothan was shaken. It was her. She sent people to help me. Just how powerful is Quan Tuyet's background? I knew she wasn't ordinary, but I never imagined she could command the manager of a major settlement like Zone 119. Furthermore, Kwong Ui continued, that high-ranking official also sent a few gifts for you. At his signal, his subordinates began unloading large sacks from the vehicles. Triothan and the others stood there, stunned. It was supplies, not just basic grains, but salted meat, dried fish, and even flour. Pure luxuries in this post-apocalyptic world. Kwong Ui then produced a document and a seal. This is the official management certificate for settlement number 226. That bald guy earlier was just a self-proclaimed leader. Without this, the company would never recognize him. But now, as long as you accept it, you will be the legitimate manager of this place. Triothan looked at the certificate, his mind a whirlpool of emotions. Uncle Liu had risked his life and nearly lost his entire family just to seize this power. And yet here it was, placed right in front of me so easily. Despite his severe injuries, Lu Fuk struggled to speak. Take it, Triothan. You're the only one fit for the job now. Kwong Ui barked an order. Medical team, get in there and save them. Understood, manager? Oh, that's right. He continued. That official has one more gift for you. However, whether you accept it or not is up to you. What is it? Come with me to Zone 119 and undergo a trial. If you pass, you'll have the chance to join the Pham Thien Company. The name, Pham Thien Company, hit everyone like a thunderclap. To them, they were the saviors, the ones who rescued the eastern continent after the apocalypse thousands of years ago. And now, they have become the absolute rulers of this world. Every settlement, every inch of land, and every single life falls under their jurisdiction. For ordinary people, joining Pham Thien is like ascending to the heavens. It is the ultimate honor. Food, housing, security. Even rare medicines and powerful artifacts to help awakeners level up. These are things outsiders could only ever dream of. The choice is yours. Kwong Ui issued the ultimatum. Stay here as the manager of Zone 226 or come with me to Zone 119 to seize this life-changing opportunity. Triothan's sister had been taken away by the company. He knew that to find her, he had to get inside. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But as he looked around, he saw the bewildered faces of the people and the wounded who desperately needed care. This place had just endured a bloody battle. The people were shaken and they desperately needed someone to take charge and carry the burden. Seeing his hesitation, Kwong Ui seemed to understand. I see. I'll wait for you here for 2 days. Thank you. Zhao Cheng gave a slight nod as Zhang Di turned to leave. He couldn't help but wonder how could such an ordinary, unremarkable kid be involved with such an important figure. It's unbelievable. But whatever. The credit for helping out this time is all mine. As long as I maintain a good relationship with this kid, my path to promotion in the company is guaranteed. After everyone was bandaged and treated, Liu Fu gathered them all. Everyone Zhao Cheng has defeated the tyrants. Fan Dahua and Jiang Kun have even been officially recognized by the company. We've all agreed to nominate him, Uncle Liu. Zhao Cheng interrupted, the most suitable person to be the settlement's manager. Is you uncle? The settlement needs a strong person to protect it, Aunt Jiang shouted from the crowd. I have to find my sister. I can't stay here forever. Zhao Cheng explained. Uncle Liu and the other uncles in the Liu family are all awakeners. They are more than strong enough to protect this place. The entire room immediately erupted into a buzz. Zhao Cheng's nomination was like a stone tossed into a still pond, creating ripples of thought in everyone's mind. Zhao Cheng was right. Whether it was age, life experience, or worldly wisdom, Brother Liu Fu was far more suitable than Zhao Cheng. What's more, his 2 younger brothers were also awakeners. They're strong enough to bear the responsibility of protecting the settlement. That's right. Another person added, Brother Liu Fu is kind-hearted and always thinks of others. He really is the most suitable person to be manager. Amidst the chatter, Liu Fu quietly shook his head. His eyes were heavy with worry. But if I take power, who can guarantee that I won't become a second Fan Dahua? His question silenced the crowd. Well, one person stammered. Fan Dahua's father was once a hero of the settlement, but Fan Dahua himself became a tyrant. A person's future is something no one can predict. It's time. One of Liu Fu's brothers spoke up and took out a stack of yellowed papers. Brother Fu, your son loves to read. The books say that the people of ancient times used laws to govern their nations. I think we can do the same. He held the papers high. These are the 15 laws that my brothers and I secretly discussed before deciding to act. From now on, all of us will abide by these 15 rules. They will be amended and updated annually based on the actual situation. But laws, are they more useful than a manager? If they are rules that everyone must follow, I believe it's better than blindly obeying one person, Liu Fu said decisively. Zhao Cheng stood silently in a corner filled with admiration. It seems Uncle Liu has prepared thoroughly for this day. He's educated and Ziye can also read. They're much better at using their minds than I am, leaving this place to them. I can finally leave to find my sister without any worries. He gently placed the manager's card he had just won on the table, as if setting down a heavy burden while everyone was still engrossed in discussing a new future. He quietly turned and walked out of the room. But from now on, there won't be friends like Zia by my side anymore. I'll be all alone on the path ahead. A familiar voice called out from behind. Liu Zia had caught up to him. You were going to leave without a single word. Do you even consider me your brother or not? Brother Chengzi, without this young master by your side, you have no idea how many traps you'll fall into or how many times you'll be tricked. I really can't rest easy about you. Zia, Zhao Sheng was surprised. Are you here to see me off? See you off. Liu Zia scoffed. This young master is here to go with you. Don't even think about getting ahead on your own. How can you become a big shot without this young master by your side? Your parents, they're willing to let you go. Of course not. He scratched his head. That's why I had to sneak away. But don't worry, I left a letter saying I'll come back to visit them once I've made a name for myself. And Xiao Yu, too. When I return successful, I'll definitely marry her. Then you should go back quickly. Xiao Cheng said Uncle Liu will be worried soon. But Liu Zia grabbed the hem of his clothes, his eyes blazing. Chengzi, the ancients have a saying, a great rock takes flight with the wind soaring 90,000 li. You're the great rock, but I want to soar just as high. This world is vast. I, Liu Zia, don't want to live an insignificant life. The wind you create like a great rock has ignited a fire within this young master. And Zhao Cheng was stunned. He never expected his foolish friend could say such things. If you get tired or face hardship later, just come back. This young master won't blame you. By then, I'm afraid you'll be the one crying and begging to go home first. Zhao Cheng laughed. Watching the two youths laughing and chatting happily, Zhang Di stood at the door and lit a cigarette. The smoke curled into the air. Looks like the winds are about to change. The convoy of vehicles rolled out of Settlement 226, continuing its journey. Those two brothers have some serious skills, huh? The driver started a conversation. I've been driving in Area 119 for years, and this is the first time I've ever gotten to go with Manager Jiang on a mission. You can tell Manager Jiang thinks very highly of those two. As the silhouette of the settlement gradually disappeared behind the rubble, Zhao Cheng noticed Liu Zia silently looking back. His eyes are full of lingering regret. But after all, he's different from me. He still has ties and burdens back in that place. To shift his friend's attention, Triu Thun turned to the driver. Actually, I've always had a question. I'm not sure if I should ask. Just ask away, young man, the driver replied cheerfully. I'll tell you everything I know. Is it true that your Sector 119 manager actually killed the previous manager of Sector 226? We didn't. Triu Tun's question left both Lu Tuzha and the driver stunned. Good grief, then! Lu Tuzha screamed internally. This topic was way too heavy. Asking that right out of the gate completely killed the conversation. Why are you so clueless about these things? About that? The driver scratched his head. Actually, our manager Kung didn't do that. He became the manager about 6 or 7 years ago after killing the previous manager of Sector 119 itself. As for your manager, he was probably killed by our previous boss. No, that can't be right, can it? Lu Tuzha muttered to himself. This guy was way too honest. He answered everything he was asked. Compared to the old manager who was obsessed with expanding territory, The driver continued, our manager Kung, and focuses more on internal development. Thanks to his efforts, Sector 119 went from starving to a place where everyone gets to eat meat once a month. That's why everyone respects him. So, Triotan mused, as long as you can kill the current manager, you can become the new one. I just gave you this long explanation, and that's the point you focus on. The driver was shocked. Then you've completely missed the point. Lu Tuza slapped his forehead. Suddenly, Triotan sniffed the air. There's a pungent stench in the wind. The beasts are here. On the surrounding hills, a series of dark shadows appeared. Growls echoed as they heard the engines and focused their attention on the convoy. Mutated wolves again, Lu Tuja muttered. No, those are mutated dogs, Triotan corrected him. Mutated wolves are much larger and they aren't stupid enough to launch a direct attack like this. You're right, they are mutated dogs. Then you really know your stuff. A few of them leaped onto the back of the truck. Don't panic, the driver said calmly. We ran into them once on our way here too. Manager Kung is much stronger than you think. From the back, Kung Wee spoke slowly. Cover your ears. Understood, boss. Kung Wee took a deep breath, his chest expanding. Then he let out an earth-shattering roar, activating his Golden-Tier Beast King's roar. Get lost. An invisible shockwave swept through, blasting the mutated dogs over 10 meters away. That sound... Is it a sonic-type ability? Trio Thung was amazed. This guy is strong. Told you so. The driver laughed proudly. Those dumb dogs are running away again. A dog is still a dog. Even if it mutates, its nature doesn't change. Bok Vin, the vice manager of Sector 119, watched the backs of Trio Thun and Datu with a thoughtful gaze. Big brother, with your power dealing with those stupid dogs? And it's as easy as flipping your hand, isn't it? No. Kung Wee snorted in disdain. Boss, that Trio Tang guy is a guest of a very important person, Bok Vin reminded him cautiously. Your action just now, it was a bit provocative, don't you think? You could have controlled the sonic wave a bit better. So what? Kung Wee's voice dropped, his annoyance clear. He's just a pretty boy living off someone else. Is he really going to go tattle on me? I bled for every step I took to get where I am today. I hate trash who only know how to take shortcuts, but... No buts, Kung Wee cut him off. I know how to behave in front of others, but don't try to manage me behind their backs. I want to climb higher, but that doesn't mean I have to grovel for everything. As long as I'm still useful, those big shots will turn a blind eye to these little things. Before long, the convoy entered Sector 119. It was a bustling place, much more organized than the others. The guards immediately stood at attention. Welcome back, Manager Kung. Thank you for your hard work. Afterward, Bok Vin led us to a temporary housing area. All the houses in the main complex are occupied, so you two will have to make do with this place for now. The room was indeed basic and covered in thick dust. Datu looked around and laughed. Still a bit better than your drafty old cave? At least this place blocks the cold wind? Take a look at this tonight. Bok Vin handed us a file. These are the testing guidelines issued by the company. Just a heads up. It's not just you, there are many others participating. Datu took it looking delighted. Well, that's great news then. While Datu was scrutinizing the paper, Trio Tun had already slumped down onto the rock-hard bed without a word. This guy doesn't seem to care at all about our poor hospitality. Bok Vin was secretly amazed. He can just lie down on a bed like that instantly. Is he really just some big shot's plaything? If you need anything, just call. There are people on standby outside, all right then? Sorry to bother you. As soon as the door closed, Datu leaned in close. Hey, the knight says here the challenge is to clear a white rank dungeon. Seems simple enough. The level 10 limit probably means it's only slightly tougher than the last dungeon. Does it say how many people are participating or how many they're recruiting? He asked, his eyes still closed. It doesn't say anything about that. Then there are two conditions for this challenge. Trio Tun analyzed slowly. One is to kill the boss, and the other is to survive. Datu flinched. You mean, participants are coming from all over? No one is willing to fail, so teaming up to kill the boss is a given. But what happens after that? When the boss falls, that's when the strongest players are exhausted. That is, the perfect opportunity for those who want to reap the rewards without doing the work. The phrase, reap the rewards without doing the work, suddenly made him think of Guan Shui's words. Why am I suddenly thinking of her? Hey, Chengzi! Zie nudged his shoulder with a sly grin. Look at that expression. I know what that means. You're in heat, huh? Thinking about that girl, are you? Go to sleep. We have important business to attend to tomorrow. A guy your age falls for people easily. You have to control yourself. That girl isn't in our league. Eat your food and go to sleep. All right, let's sleep. Once we pass this trial and get into the company, we'll have status 2. In another location, Bai Rong was reporting to Jiang Wei, but he really doesn't seem to hold any resentment at all, but we can't rule out the possibility that he's just very good at hiding it. That doesn't prove anything. Jiang Wei took a sip of wine. Tomorrow the examiners from the company will arrive. If that kid really has what it takes, let him show me. Big brother. Why are you so concerned with that kid surnamed Zhao? Jiang Wei grew pensive, his gaze distant. I see in him a reflection of my younger self. The same talent, the same fate of being oppressed, and the same will to rise up and fight back. The only difference is that he has a powerful figure backing him, whereas I didn't back in the day. Perhaps it's because I'm a little envious of him. The next morning, at the entrance to the White Rank Instance dungeon, hundreds of people had gathered. The atmosphere was incredibly lively. So many guards. Zone 119 is really something else, Ziye remarked. Awakening stones are precious where we're from, but in more affluent zones, they're not that rare. What's truly rare are people who can consistently clear dungeons. Jiang Wei stepped forward, his authoritative voice echoing. Survive this dungeon, and you will earn the right to join the company. The benefits that follow? I don't need to elaborate. You all know what they are. Good luck. Hey, Chengzi. That guy Zhang is looking at us, Ziye whispered. It's a provocation, he replied without any expression. But the others couldn't wait any longer, pushing and shoving their way in. Hurry up. Getting the first kill on a monster means more experience. A provocation. Why would he do that? Ziye wondered, confused. But he'll probably give us the answer soon enough himself. On a nearby rooftop, 2 figures were observing everything. Young miss, please don't show yourself. The master will not be pleased. I know. I'm an examiner for this test. I just came to check on the situation beforehand. Inside the instance dungeon was a damp cave. A corrosive, sinister aura permeated the air. Don't waste time. Pick a passage and go in, someone shouted. Chengzi, which way should we go? Ziye asked. Just then, a familiar voice called out. I finally found you two. What a coincidence, brothers. Big brother driver. Why are you here too? People from Zone 119 are allowed to participate in this test. I wanted to risk it for my wife and kids. He smiled gently. How about we form a party? It's always better to have backup. He and Ziye looked at each other, a silent exchange passing between their eyes. Finally, he nodded. Liu Ziye gloated inwardly. Great Chengzi understands what I mean. He'll definitely refuse to let this driver join. But Zhao Cheng did the complete opposite of what he was thinking. He looked at the driver, his tone serious. We can let you join, but on one condition, 200 item vouchers. Huh. Liu Ziye was stunned. Kid, that's not what I meant. No problem, the driver replied instantly, his face beaming with joy. 200 it is. I get paid 800 a month driving for Manager Jiang anyway. All right then, Liu Ziye decided to just go with the flow. From now on, we're a crew. He's the boss, and you old man are number 3. Got it. Haha, we're a crew now. The driver nodded, delighted. A crew, Zhao Cheng thought to himself. That sounds kind of weird. Not far away, a girl was secretly observing them. That person's aura is completely different. The girl named Hua Xiaoman murmured, My ability allows me to smell it. I can't believe he possesses such a powerful corrosive attribute. She clenched her fists, wrestling with her thoughts. If I joined their group, my chances of survival would be much higher. But I'm not good at talking to strange guys. Everyone in the residential area is waiting for me to come back. I can't die here. Hua Xiaoman, you have to be strong. Meanwhile, Liu Ziye was still rambling on. This dungeon has so many branching paths. If you just rush in blindly, you could easily run into a high-level monster. It only appeared a short while ago. I heard from some big shots that it's really dangerous inside. He smacked his lips, acting like a seasoned veteran. The deeper you go, the worse the visibility gets. In an environment like this, you can only fight head-on. A dungeon perfectly suited for my style. See it, fight it. The driver Zhang Dahua could only scratch his head in admiration. Little brother, you're really something. Ziye can only fool people who don't know him. Zhao Cheng secretly shook his head. Suddenly, he stopped. Something's coming. He found me. Hua Xiaoman's heart skipped a beat. Should I show myself right now? What if they see me as an enemy? What should I even say when I come out? But just as she was panicking, the ground and the surrounding walls began to shake. A swarm of giant rats with steel-sharp claws burrowed out. Level 68. Turns out she was talking about the monsters. Xiaoman breathed a sigh of relief. They're only levels 5, 6, 7, and 8. Than quickly gave the order, Jia, Big Brother Driver, you two handle the 2 low-level ones. I'll take the biggest, toughest one. Just hold them off. As soon as I'm done, I'll come help you two immediately. Liu Zijia hesitated. But Than, our levels are way lower than yours. If you get pinned down by that level 8, the 2 of us are goners for sure, the driver asked, trembling. Right. That's the look. Exactly that look. Liu Zijia suddenly cleared his throat, acting like an expert. It's time for me to shine. In the ancient texts, there's a strategy called Tianji's horse racing. We'll use our low-grade horses to stall the enemy's high-grade horses. After that, our high-grade horse will quickly crush their low-grade horses, then circle back for backup to finish the match. The driver's head was spinning. Low-grade horses, high-grade horses. That's a lot of horses. Wait, little brother, how do we tell them apart? By level, obviously, high levels are high-grade, low levels are low-grade. Driver Zhang Daihua looked at Liu Zijia, stifling a laugh. So, our low-grade horse is you. Just then, the biggest level 8 rat let out a roar and lunged. Liu Zijia gulped, his face turning pale. You fight that one? I can't take him. Just do what Than said. All 3 rats charged at once. Encountering level 8 mobs right at the start, this dungeon is way more dangerous than the last one, Zhao Then thought. Big Brother Driver, protect me, Liu Zijia screamed. I'll aim for their eyes. The 2 low-level rats rushed in, but Zijia quickly fired off 2 stones, embedding them straight into their eyes and making them stumble. Nice shot, kid. You've got a sharp eye. Zhang Daihua praised him. Follow me. I need to keep my distance, Zijia thought as he ran. At the very least, I can't be a burden to Than anymore. I have to use my strengths to control the situation. But meanwhile, Zhao Then was already facing off against the level 8 rat. Sensing the danger coming from him, the beast roared, activating its bronze-tier demon-grinding attribute. Its damage and speed instantly surged by 15%. So this is its special attribute. Zhao Then didn't flinch. He activated his flame enchantment. You want to settle this now? Fine by me. Shh. A flaming blade swept down, slicing the giant rat in 2. The 2 attributes from my self-study have pushed my stats way beyond my level's limits. Puny monsters like this are no match for me anymore. A notification popped up. You have defeated a level 8 Ironclaw rat. Absolute leadership attribute activated. Experience gained plus 75%. Zhao Then level 734% EXP. Jia's level is still low. I need to go help them quickly, Than thought. He turned around only to see a bizarre sight. Keep running, Big Brother Driver, don't stop. Zijia was screaming, perched high on Zhang Daihua's shoulders. Their situation was better than expected, but then Than noticed something strange. Wait, something's wrong with those 2 rats. Compared to the one I just killed, they're at least 30% slower. The level gap isn't that big. The speed shouldn't be this different. He narrowed his eyes, looking closely. Why are their noses twitching like that? Is someone secretly using an attribute to mess with their sense of smell? Someone in the shadows is helping us. At least they don't seem hostile. Come and get it, you flea-bitten runts, taste my bullets, Zijia's voice echoed. Just wait until we finish off these 2 rats. Then I'll find that person and get some answers. Zijia repeatedly pulled his slingshot, firing energy-coated stones that streaked through the air like meteors, slamming right into the eyes of the 2 giant mutated rats. Pew, pew, pew. Hey, little brother. Your aim is actually pretty damn good. Humph. I'm a golden tier. Awakened after all. Zijia boasted, his nose in the air. These puny rodents aren't even worth my time. But after taking those stones to the face, the 2 monster rats seemed to communicate in their own tongue. It hurts. At this rate, he'll shoot us to death. We have to use that move. Suddenly, they stopped. That's weird. Why did they stop chasing us? Zijia asked, surprised. Moments later, the 2 rats began frantically digging their massive bodies, quickly sinking into the ground. This is bad, Zhang Daihua yelled. Are they going to attack from underground? Big brother, move. They're trying to ambush us, Zijia urged. Ambush? Got it. Floor it. Zhang Daihua slammed the gas, but a massive dark shape erupted from the earth right in front of the car, about to crash down. Damn it! We won't make it! While everyone was frozen in horror at the monster above, the ground beneath the car began to shake violently. Another one was surfacing. We're dead meat! Zhang Daihua's face went pale as a ghost. My family jewels! If I don't make it home, my wife will kill me! From a distance, Xiaoman witnessed the life-and-death situation. Oh no. I have to use everything I've got to help them. She closed her eyes, focusing all her energy to activate her golden tier olfactory manipulation. An invisible, indescribably foul stench suddenly enveloped the two monster rats. They froze instantly, clutching their noses with their front paws, their bodies convulsing. So stinky, barf! Barf! Right then, a figure blurred past like a lightning bolt. Zhao Than arrived, seizing the golden opportunity. He swung his blade, a razor-sharp strike sliced the mid-air rat in half. Activated headshot kill effect, double experience points. You received an additional 75% experience, total EXP 85%. Killed 3 monsters and still haven't leveled up, even with the buffs. The higher the level, the harder the grind. Zhao Than thought. Big brother Zhang Daihua ran over, tears and snot streaming down his face as he clung to Than's leg. You're finally here. From now on, you're my big brother. You're the one who saved my family's happiness. It was only a matter of an inch or two. Liu Zijia looked at the hulking man wailing piteously and shook his head. Absolutely pathetic. Just then, a stream of light envelops Liu Ziyei's body. Whoa, Chengzi, I leveled up. I'm level 5 now. Xiao Cheng doesn't answer. He turns towards a nearby bush and intentionally says in a loud voice, Friend, thank you for your help. You can show yourself now. There's someone else here. Liu Ziyei looks bewildered. From the bushes, Hua Xiaoman steps out, her face a little tense. Well, now she's a pretty one. Liu Ziyei whistles. Ahem, ahem. Actually, I noticed her a while ago. You noticed her too. Zhang Dahua is skeptical. A moment ago, you looked just as confused as I did. No need to be tense, Zhao Cheng says to the girl. Anyone who helped us is certainly not an enemy. For what just happened, consider us in your debt. So this young lady helped us just now. Zhang Dahua still doesn't get it. Those 2 monster rats suddenly froze because she secretly intervened, Zhao Cheng explains. If not for her, you 2 would have been injured at the very least. Oh, so that's what happened. Zhang Dahua slaps his thigh. I knew it. It was obvious they were about to get us. Why else would they have stopped all of a sudden? Little sister, you helped me save this egg. You're my lifesaver. If we meet again in the future, we will do everything in our power to help you, Zhao Cheng says, then turns away. We have to get going now. Goodbye. The 3 of them start to walk away. Hua Xiaoman stands there, her hands clenched. Hua Xiaoman, if you miss this chance, you might not get another one. She musters all her courage and calls out, Can I go with you? The 3 of them turn back in unison. Wow, Chengzi really is a natural with the ladies, Liu Ziyei thinks to himself. This is good. Maybe having a new girl around will help Chengzi get over his fantasy about that noble missy. Hey, Zhang Dahua speaks up. She just helped us and she's just a defenseless girl. How about we let her come with us? We're about to challenge a boss. It's very dangerous. We could die at any moment. Zhao Sheng replies coldly. I know. I came here to challenge it too, the girl says resolutely. I'm not afraid of death. My family in residential area 347 is waiting for me to bring food back. If I can't do that, that would be more painful to me than death itself. Please let me join you, I'm sorry. Is that a no? Why is this completely different from what I expected? Liu Ziyei is stunned. Can you tell me why not? Hua Xiaoman asks, her voice trembling slightly. First, I can't guarantee your safety, so I can't make you any promises. Second, once you join us, our group will be more conspicuous, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Third, Zhao Cheng pauses, looking straight into her eyes. Zhang Di in Area 119. He's a decent person. If your residential area needs food, just ask him. He'll definitely help in some way. But is what you're saying true? It's not because I think you're too weak. Your ability is very special. You're definitely no weaker than my 2 companions, Zhao Cheng says, glancing at Liu Ziyei and Zhang Dahua. Whether you believe it or not is up to you to decide. Damn it. How dare he look down on this young master, Liu Ziyei mutters. Yeah, compared to you, boss, we're unbelievably weak, Zhang Dahua admits honestly. I understand. Hua Xiaoman smiles a smile of relief. Thank you for telling me these things. You're a good person too. I hope we can meet again, she says, then turns to leave. Liu Zie watches her leave and mutters, I see you're still hung up on that rich little missy. Really hung up? To reject a great girl like that? Zhao Cheng pats his shoulder. Zie, you're not weak at all. Those words stun Liu Zie, who then breaks into a wide grin. As if I need you to tell me that. I know it perfectly well. Their relationship is definitely not ordinary. Zhang Dahua thinks to himself, just like Boss Zhang and Boss Bai. He's someone people would follow with true loyalty. On the way, Liu Zie leans close to Zhao Cheng and whispers, Chengzi, there's something I'm really curious about. You want to ask why I let Zhang Dahua join, right? Because he's one of Zhang Di's men. What? Although I'm not sure of Zhang Di's intentions for an ordinary driver to be in charge of a vehicle carrying precious supplies, he must be a trusted subordinate. He sent his confidant to follow us, which at least shows that he values us. As they are walking, Zhao Cheng suddenly trips on something. Whoa, what was that? How dare you get in my way? Liu Zie shouts, but then falls silent when he sees what's at their feet. A corpse. This is someone from our residential area? Zhang Dahua recognizes the victim. She was no pushover. She had already reached level 9, and she was traveling with a group. How could she have died here? Xiao Cheng crouches down to examine the body. There are wounds from monsters, but the fatal wound was caused by a sharp human weapon. Chengzi, look over here. Model, Liu Zie pointed to a dense bush. So many dead people. It looks like someone deliberately hid the bodies here. Zhang Dahua's face went pale as he realized the remaining bodies were from his own team. He never thought they would all be wiped out here. They even had a level 10 awakened on their team, Zhao Cheng concluded. It's obvious someone ambushed them when they were severely injured after fighting a monster. I've seen plenty of mantis stalking the cicada situations, but there's another possibility. He looked towards Zhang Dahua. The ones who killed them were their enemies from right inside residential area 119. Zhao Cheng's voice dropped. It seems your area 119 isn't as united as it appears. Just as he finished speaking, the cave began to shake violently. Dust and rocks rained down. A piercing drilling sound echoed as if a giant drill was boring straight down from above. Up there! Zie yelled. A grotesque monster broke through the rock and emerged. It had the body of a giant rat, but its head was replaced by a spiral horn that looked like a drill bit. An elite, drill-headed rat, a level 10 monster. Could it have been the one that attacked the other group? The rat gave no one time to think. It charged straight ahead, its drill head aimed right at Zhang Dahua. Swoosh! He dashed forward, swinging his sword to block the devastating blow. At the same time, he pushed Zhang Dahua away. Get back! This thing's strength is insane, on par with that crimson demon boar from before. And this was just an elite monster. From a hidden corner, 2 figures were watching. Oh, isn't that Zhang Dahua Manager Jiang's right-hand man? Stick to the plan. Wait for them to wear each other out, then we'll move in and clean up everyone. The rat's frenzied charge even startled the 2 observers. What the hell is that? Is that even a rat anymore? While everyone else was in chaos, his mind was analyzing the enemies in the shadows. If my guess is right, the real culprits are waiting for us and this monster to destroy each other. In that case, he must be a cunning schemer, and he's probably still hiding somewhere nearby, secretly watching us. To avoid any interference when we face the final boss, it's best to take him out right here and now. First, I'll use this monster to put on a little show and lure him out. He rushed forward, pretending to help Zaya. Where's its weak spot? Here's the plan. Pretend to be seriously injured to lure the snake out of its hole, then counterattack and finish it. This was the tactic my sister taught me for hunting mutated vultures. It should work perfectly here. Zia aimed for this spot. Z activated his ability and a rock went flying. It lodged itself right in the middle of the monster's chest. Its health bar only dropped by 1%, but he had already identified the weak point. I have to control my strength. I can't actually kill it. If I seem too strong, the fish won't bite the hook. His slash only dealt about 15% damage. At the same time, he deliberately exposed a fatal opening. The rat didn't miss its chance. Its horn slammed right into him, creating a gaping wound. Chengzi! Zie roared, his eyes turning bloodshot. You bastard! How dare you hurt my brother? Die, you son of a bitch! Little bro, don't, Zhang Dahua hurriedly stopped him. You'll draw its attention. But it was too late. Although Zaya's rock dealt insignificant damage, it succeeded in infuriating the monster. It turned its head, its blood-red eyes locking onto Ziye and Zhang Dahua. I'm screwed. It's looking this way. The rat charged madly towards them. He quickly yelled, Ziye, run! It seems Ziye really thinks I'm seriously hurt. That's why he's acting so recklessly. If I tell him the truth now, the whole plan will fall apart. This kid, why can't he be a little quicker on the uptake when it matters? So fast. Ziye mumbled, his face pale, but he didn't back down. But this young master isn't afraid of you, you pig-headed rat. Just then Zhang Dahua exploded with speed. He grabbed Ziye and dodged the attack by a hair's breadth. A deep crater appeared where they had just been standing. Mister, are you insane? That's a level 10 monster. Zhang Dahua looked at Ziye and couldn't help but feel moved. Their bond is even stronger than I thought. This is a true ride-or-die friendship. The battle turned into a chase. Ziye continuously shot rocks, chipping away at the monster's health bit by bit, while Zhang Dahua used his superhuman speed to help him evade. Holy crap, Mr. Driver, how are you so fast? Ziye exclaimed in amazement. Aren't you only level 5? This is even faster than Cheng Zi. Sorry, little bro, Zhang Dahua explained as he ran. I'm actually level 10. My attribute is extreme speed. If we make it out of this alive, I'll explain everything. Zhang Dahua level 10. Golden attribute extreme speed. Agility plus 30%. All right, Mr. Driver. The two of them, one attacking and one moving coordinated with perfect synergy. The rat's health bar was steadily decreasing. Even though we have the upper hand, Ziye thought Cheng Zi took a direct hit. We can't delay any longer. Losing too much blood is dangerous. We have to finish this monster off and fast. But as he reached into his bag, the color drained from his face. Crap, I'm out of rocks. Just then, the lurker in the shadows finally made his move. You stupid rat. You've been led around all day and still haven't finished the job. Let me give you a hand. A rock flew out from the shadows. It slammed right into Zhang Dahua's ankle. He staggered and fell, pulling Ziye down with him. The rat seized the opportunity and lunged its fanged maw just inches from their faces. This is it. We're dead. Ziye squeezed his eyes shut, but in that life-or-death moment he still screamed, Cheng Zi, run! But death never came. A dark figure flashed by like lightning, intercepting the rat. Swish. With a single slash, he cleaved the level 10 monster in two, then deliberately staggered and coughed up a mouthful of blood. The more pathetically I act, the happier the villain in the shadows will be. Playing dead might be a bit of an overreaction, but it makes this whole act incredibly realistic. Only by showing enough weakness will the fox finally show its tail. Cheng Zi, are you okay? Zi rushed over. Zhang Dahua looked at him with utter astonishment. To be able to kill a level 10 monster while so heavily injured. This boy's combat talent is extraordinary. In the future, he's sure to become a major figure. Zhao Cheng plopped down on a rock, his breathing heavy, but his eyes were still shining brightly. Don't worry, I'm not dead yet. A warm energy is spreading through my body, healing my wounds. Leveling up brings a restorative effect. It was triggered once before when I took down Hong Mei. Killing one level 10 elite monster plus the effect of absolute leadership, I'll definitely hit level 8. A system panel appeared before his eyes. You have slain the level 10 elite monster, the adamantine-headed ferocious rat. Absolute leadership activated. Experience gained plus 75%. Experience received has been amplified. Zhaosheng has leveled up from level 7 to level 8. The Book of Eternal Evolution opened once more, revealing 3 new sparkling attribute choices. 1 Golden Fire Forging. Effect unknown. 2 Golden Martial Prowess. Effect Strength plus 30%. 3 Golden Independent Research 3. Effect unknown. Warning. This is the final link in the Independent Research attribute chain. Once obtained, chain fusion can be activated. Without a moment's hesitation, Zhao Cheng chose the third option. Attribute chain fusion, a completely new concept, but it's bound to be something extraordinary. He understood what made him different. Normal awakened people have to reach level 10 before they can get a new attribute. To collect all 3 links in a single chain, they'd have to reach at least level 30. Congratulations, you have collected the entire Independent Research attribute chain. Activating fusion. Fusion. I'm already considered a freak among the awakened, Zhao Cheng thought to himself. Activating chain fusion at level 8 means I'll directly possess an ability that other people have to grind until level 30 to get. A brilliant light from the individual attributes began to merge. Come on. Let me see what you'll fuse into. Seeing Zhao Cheng motionless, bathed in light, Liu Ziye was both happy and worried. Chengzi leveled up again. This will help him recover, which is great. Now, his gaze shifted to Zhang Dahua, filled with suspicion. There are still a few other problems to deal with. He's clearly one of Zhang Yi's people, but he's hiding his level. Even though he doesn't seem malicious and even lent a hand, what's his real purpose? Sensing Liu Ziye's gaze, Zhang Dahua chuckled sheepishly. He took a packet of dried meat from his pocket. Little brother, my wife prepared this. It can help you guys regain your stamina. Just spit it out. Liu Ziye cut him off. Why are you hiding your level and following us? It's certainly not for some nonsense reason like chivalry and justice, is it? Before Truong Dai Hua could explain, a sinister voice echoed from the darkness of the cave. One heavily injured guy and two worthless weaklings. What a perfect opportunity for us brothers to make our move. Two figures lunged out, radiating a murderous aura. By order of Lord Hakloi, anyone who enters here from District 119 is to be killed without mercy. Who are these guys? Be careful. Truong Dai Hua's reflexes were lightning fast. He activated his extreme speed attribute, grabbing Lu Tu Da and dodging a fatal blow by a hair's breadth. Oh, Truong Dai Hua. One of the two attackers recognized him. You're much faster than last time. If you weren't, you'd be dead just like the others. Loi Truong To. Loi King Kang. Truong Dai Hua gritted his teeth. He recognized the two right-hand men of Hak Loi, the deputy manager of District 119. Both were already level 10. So it was you two, sneaking around ambushing and slaughtering your own countrymen. Manager Kwong won't let you get away with this. What's going on? You know them, Lu Tu Da asked. They're Hak Loi's men, sworn enemies of Manager Kwong. Truong Dai Hua quickly explained. He's an extreme warmonger. He's always clashing with Manager Kwong's ideals. Even while in the middle of his fusion process, Than could hear everything clearly. Kwang Di's greatest rival is Hak Loi. It's very likely he secretly colluded with Pham Dai Ho. If so, the debt for oppressing the people of District 226 must be settled with him too. Our boss isn't for a dead man walking like you to judge. The Loi brothers roared, "Kill them all! Run!" Truong Dai Hua grabbed Lu Tu Da and fled at maximum speed. I'll explain later. We have to survive first. It's useless, Loi Truong To sneered. Inside my elemental energy field, you can't escape. He raised his hand and a barrage of sticky spider threads shot out, sealing the cave entrance. Damn it! Truong Dai Hua cried out internally. These spider threads will limit my speed. Without my speed advantage, I'm no match for them at all. The two Loi brothers quickly caught up. Truong Dai Hua, in your next life, remember to pick a better boss. After I take your head, I'll go to our boss for a reward. Sorry, little bro. In that life-or-death moment, Truong Dai Hua forcefully threw Lu Tu Da towards Trio Tan. Big bro, little bro, you two are destined for great things. While I hold them off with my life, find a way to escape. If you survive, tell my wife and kids that this Truong Dai Hua was not a coward. He turned ready to fight to the death. The two razor-sharp blades of the Loi brothers swung down at the same time. Slashed down, don't you worry. We'll help you tell them, after we kill the rest of your friends. But just then, two small stones tore through the air and struck their blades with astonishing force. Clang, clang. Who's there? Both of them roared in anger. Who dares to pull a sneak attack? Are you looking to die? The two assassins swung their blades, attempting to counterattack. Their swords clashed with Triothan's weapon, creating an ear-piercing metallic sound. Clang! A terrifying force traveled through their blades. Their hands went numb. So heavy, one of them thought in terror. This dimensional dungeon is clearly supposed to only allow awakened below level 10 to enter, but this kid's power, and is clearly far beyond the level 10 threshold. You little brat, you're already this badly injured. And you still want to meddle in the business of our District 119, the leader roared. But upon seeing Triotan's staggering injury-covered form, he began to calculate. He looks pretty badly hurt. He's probably just bluffing. I'll just stall for a bit. Wait for his injuries to worsen, then find a chance to take his head. It won't be too late. The driver is our friend. Triothan finally spoke, his voice weak but resolute. I don't like seeing my friends die in front of me. So this isn't me meddling. Hearing those words, two streams of tears rolled down Truong Dai Hua's cheeks. Big bro, he choked out. Manager Kwong? A person like that? How could he possibly be some gigolo kept by a powerful figure? He's clearly a young genius just like you, sir. You brat. The leader lost his patience. While my brother and I are in a good mood and willing to spare your lives, I suggest you take your lackey and get lost. Fan signaled to Lu Tuda. Yes, I understand. Lu Tuda smirked and taunted them right back. Sorry. But right now my brother and I are in a very bad mood, and we have no intention of letting you get out of here alive. Looks like we'll have to deal with you two first then, the leader raged. Kill them. Anyone who opposes us must die. Heaven has a path, but you refuse to take it. And hell has no gate, yet you insist on barging in. He once again shot razor-sharp spider threads towards the two of them. Although his power is immense, the leader's injuries are also severe. If we really go all out, the winners can only be us brothers, Lu Tu Da calculated. Before we begin, I have one question. Trio Than suddenly spoke up. Do you know someone named Pham Dai Ho? Pham Dai Ho, the leader sneered. You mean that idiot from District 226 in the Tay Kwang region? Come to think of it, Lord Hak Loi sent my brother and me to make a deal with him. What kind of deal? The wild vegetables, ferns, and genetically modified cassavas that your District 226 produces, of course. The other one added gleefully, we used a few cheap item vouchers to buy up all that precious food. We just had to promise him a chance to come to District 119, and he was as obedient as a dog, handing over all of his people's food to us, ha ha ha. So, Trio Thane gritted his teeth. Every word hissed through his clenched teeth. The ones who oppressed us, who pushed us to the brink, you had a hand in it too. If you had just told us who you were sooner, we wouldn't be having this troublesome situation, the leader said in a patronizing tone. I know your District 226 has it rough. Now cut off this driver's head and bring it to me, and I'll let you join District 119 under Lord Hak Loi. Then this young master can't take it anymore. Lu Tu Da roared, his eyes turning bloodshot. So these bastards also had a hand in her death? Today I'm going to shoot these two scumbags dead. A glowing stone shot forward, but the minion easily slashed it apart with his sword. A rock user. This much force wouldn't even scratch my little brother's itch, he thought. The only real threat is that injured guy. I'll just keep provoking him, make his wounds open up a bit more. Stall for a little longer, and I can easily take his head. Zaye, give me his weak points, Zhao Cheng yelled. Liu Zie immediately activated his attribute. Attribute activated Stormbreaker Dismemberment. Effect 2 weak point detection, neck, heart, head. Strike wherever you please. He shouted loudly, intentionally letting the opponent hear. Chengzi deliberately told me to shout. His emotions are usually suppressed, he doesn't like to talk much, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know anger. Then hit all 3 spots. Big brother killed the younger one first, he's weaker. Zhang Dahua yelled from behind. Enraged, the minion turned his sword toward Zhang Dahua. I'll cut you down first. But the moment he turned, a black shadow flashed by. Swish Zhao Cheng had appeared beside him at some point. With a single slash, the minion's body was split in 2. Little brother! The leader roared in horror. A spider thread shot out its sharp strands, instantly wrapping tightly around Zhao Cheng's leg and one of his hands. But he just gave a cold smirk and activated Flame Demon Bind. The copper attribute flared up and flames erupted, incinerating the spider threads in the blink of an eye. Zhao Cheng continued to charge forward. He didn't give his opponent a single chance to fight back. A few seconds later, he stood over the bodies of the 2 assassins. You're weaker than I thought. 1, because you saw I was badly injured, and so you severely underestimated me. And 2, Zhao Cheng could feel a new power surging through his body. Yes. 4 Attribute Fusion Superlimit Tech Luminary Class has been successfully activated. This attribute was created through independent research of 1, 2, and 3 fusions. Effect 1, Superlimit Enhancement. All personal attributes increased by 150% when Effect 2, Limit Break. Can simultaneously enhance 3 different attributes by 600%. Duration 5 minutes. Cooldown 30 minutes. Fusing 3 gold-tier attributes creates 1 luminary class attribute. This was the terrifying power of the attribute fusion chain. Seeing Zhao Cheng neatly dispose of 2 powerful enemies, Zhang Dahua and Liu Ziye breathed a sigh of relief. While collecting the loot, Zhang Dahua asked, How can someone as formidable as you, big brother, still be so frugal? That's just his habit, Liu Ziye replied. It'd be stupid not to pick up stuff when it's right there. Zhao Cheng took stock 1 million, some dried meat and 200 item vouchers. Zaye's share stays with me. As for your part, no need, big brother, Zhang Dahua quickly waved his hands. You handled everything yourself. Besides, if I walk out of here with the Lei Clan Brothers stuff, the people from Black Prophet will never let me go. My wife and kids are all in Zone 119. I should be a little more careful. All right. But just now, when I was searching that monster rat, it seemed like there was some kind of information hidden in its drill. You two come and try touching it. Could this be the treasure or special opportunity that monster was hiding? Liu Ziye was excited. Hidden information. Let me feel it. Curiously, Zhang Dahua touched the metal drill. Received special item drill of the Violent Rat King. Description. This item is the key to the treasure of the earth-burrowing rat clan. It will be useful if the treasure is found. Whoa, this young master was right, of course. Liu Ziye cheered. This thing really is a special opportunity, a rare treasure. The earth-burrowing rat clan is just the collective name for the monsters in this instance. Usually the treasure is with the final boss, but this time we got the key first. He put the stone in his bag and looked over at Ziye. I'm hoping there's some kind of weapon in this treasure for you. Something that suits you. The monsters ahead are only going to get stronger. We need to get you equipped soon. Hearing this, Ziye couldn't help but feel touched. I can't believe this kid actually knows how to care about me, not just about getting stronger for himself. It's true I need a soul armament. Using this rubber leaf all the time really doesn't suit the vibe of this young master. In addition, he turned to Zhang Dahua. About Black Prophet in your zone. I'm afraid they didn't just plant those two fat guys. There's definitely another insider. Do you want to get out of here first and report it to Manager Jiang? That's exactly why I can't leave, he sighed. Big brother, your skills are extraordinary, but little bro, he glanced at Zaya, is still too weak. If I retreat, the little bro will definitely become a burden to you, big brother. Are you mocking me to my face? Z jumped up. Huh, little bro, I didn't mean it like that. He's right, Zhao Cheng cut in calmly. In that case, let's keep moving forward. Right. What part of that was right? Zia was indignant. Don't push this young master. When this young master gets serious, I'll dazzle your dog eyes sooner or later, the ancient texts say. After 3 days of separation, a scholar, must be seen in a new light. Do you people understand? Right, little bro is right. Zhang Dahua hurriedly agreed. Of course, you all just wait and see. The humiliation of today, this young master will surely repay 100-fold in the future. 30 years east of the river, 30 years west. Don't you dare look down on a poor young man. Ziye lifted his chin and recited it all in one breath. Such spirited quotes. How do you say those lines so smoothly? Do you read nothing but ancient texts? He asked, sounding a bit amused. What are you jealous that this young master is so cultured? As we were walking, the three of us suddenly stopped. Ahead was a horrifying scene. Dozens of bodies lay scattered about. So many people are dead, Ziye stammered. Zhang Dahua checked the bodies, his expression turning grim. They aren't from Zone 119. They're outsiders. Their supplies have been completely looted. This is purely killing for plunder. Whoever did this not only stole all the resources but also eliminated the competition. It seems the Lei brothers were just an appetizer. He thought to himself, the real slaughter has begun. Just then, his ears twitched. After breaking his limit, his hearing had become much sharper. He raised a hand, signaling for the other two to stop. Model, there are people fighting up ahead. Let's take it slow and see if we can reap the benefits. Hiding behind a rock, we saw a familiar figure being cornered. It was Hoa Tiuman. Another scantily clad and gaudily made-up woman was closing in on her. You ugly thing, stop struggling uselessly. Hurry up and die so we can go inside and fight for the boss. It's her. What a coincidence. I'm surprised she made it this deep on her own. Two of that woman's henchmen rushed toward Hoa Tiuman. Die, you poison-wielding bitch, you can't escape. My stamina is completely drained. Hoa Tiuman thought in despair. I can't even use my attribute abilities anymore. Everyone, I can't bring back any food. I should have listened to him and retreated earlier to get help. Just as the enemy's blade was about to touch her, a shadow flashed by. Swish, swish. The two henchmen collapsed to the ground without a sound. Open your eyes. You're not dead yet. Hoa Tiuman looked up, her tear-filled eyes wide with astonishment. Is it you guys are here too? Yeah. Step aside for now, I'll help you this time. The other woman watched her two subordinates fall without a hint of panic, even flashing a seductive smile. She puffed out her chest towards him. Well, young man, you've got some impressive moves. How about, you and I have a little fun together, she said, as pink hearts suddenly began to fly from her body. Brother Cheng, be careful. Boss, watch out. This woman's ability might be mind control. Xie and Zhang Dahua rushed forward to shield him, but they were enveloped by the pink hearts instead. Tisk, tisk, these two fools. The woman clicked her tongue. My ability only works when the target's guard is down. You've ruined my plan. The two of them immediately turned to attack him, but with his current speed, they were like clumsy puppets. Wait! She yelled out as she saw him closing in. Please hear me out. I guarantee it'll be to your benefit. If you kill me now, you'll definitely regret it. Let's hear it. My ability is very special. And what's more, I'm from Sector 119, she said, contorting her body. She tried to show off her sexy curves. If you kill me, my boss won't let you get away with it. So why don't you let me follow you instead? This guy is cold and ruthless. I'll have to seduce him first. Once we're inside, Boss June's men will take care of him. Is that all? His voice was ice cold. Deeper inside, it's all my boss's people. If loners like you go in by yourselves, you'll only find death. My boss has ordered that the entry pass to the company this time must belong to someone from Sector 119. As long as you and I become a couple, you'll be one of us too. Hua Tiuman looked at him with worry. In times like these, many women will do that to survive. I hope he isn't bewitched by her. Is your boss also Hei Li? He asked. My boss has far more seniority than scum like Hei Li. She said proudly, even Manager Jiang has to call my boss Boss June. All right, I get it. Oh, she thought he had been swayed and laughed flirtatiously. It seems you're a truly clever man. If we team up as a couple, how could we possibly fail to get the pass? But her only answer was the cold glint of a sword. Swish! Her body fell to the ground, the smile still lingering on her lips. Weren't the terms she offered pretty good? Why did you still kill her? Hua Tiuman couldn't hide her confusion. Zhao Cheng calmly wiped the blood from his blade and explained clearly, first, she wanted to kill you, and I promised I'd help you once. Second, someone who tried to kill me and control my friends can never be trusted to cooperate sincerely. Third, and most importantly, I have no desire to be anyone's lapdog. Much less Huang Jun's. I have no intention of becoming one of Sector 119's people. I see. So that's why. Hua Tiuman thought to herself, his reasoning is extremely logical and reliable, but it's also a little terrifying. At that moment, Liu Xie and Zhang Dahua snapped out of their controlled state. My head is spinning. What were you just doing, I think? I was trying to attack Brother Cheng. That woman's attribute ability was controlling you, Zhao Cheng said. If she could do it once, she could do it a second time. To prevent any further trouble, I took her out. Zhang Dahua was suddenly startled into a realization. She was Vice Manager Huang Jun's woman. By killing her, you've now offended 2 of the 3 leaders of the residential area. It doesn't matter, Zhao Cheng replied. Once I get the pass to the company, I'll be leaving this place. The 3 leaders, Liu Xie cut in. You just mean Jiang Yi Hei Li and that Huang Jun guy, right? That's right, Zhang Dahua confirmed. They are the 3 powers controlling Sector 119, but they're always at odds due to their different viewpoints. Then it's clear. Liu Xie deduced, the ones who set the trap here must be Huang Jun and Hei Li. Jiang Yi knows Brother Cheng has an extraordinary background, so she wouldn't dare interfere, but those other 2 are different. Brother Cheng, you should just keep pretending you have an amazing background. Out in the world, you make your own status after all. Boss, guys, if we keep going, we'll be surrounded by a mob of awakened ones. Are we still going deeper inside? Zhang Dahua asked worriedly. I have to get into the company, Zhao Cheng said resolutely, his gaze fixed on the depths of the cave. My sister is still waiting for me. Wherever Brother Cheng goes, I go. Liu Xie patted his chest. Yes, well, I'm going too. Senior, Hua Tiuman hesitated. Can you really not take me with you? Don't get too close, Zhao Cheng said. Keep your distance and use your ability to provide support. That's the best way. Yes, I'll do my best not to be a bother, Senior. Seeing this, Liu Xie nudged his friend. What's wrong? Feeling sorry for her, I thought you only had eyes for that sister of yours. It's going to get more dangerous from here on out, Zhao Cheng replied, ignoring the teasing. With her here, your safety will increase by 10 or 20%. As if a young master like me needs a woman's protection. Senior, since you've agreed, Hua Tiuman spoke up. Then I won't hide it anymore. Actually, there are still a few other people here. She activated her attribute Golden Tracking Scent. A faint scent spread out, and immediately everyone sensed the presence of others hiding nearby. Unexpectedly, there were so many people concealed here. And they're all injured. That's right. We were all beaten back from the front. One of the severely injured men spoke up. Breaking into the company was truly a life-or-death struggle, but those bastards are just too despicable. Not only did they set a trap, but they also pretended to be support sent from District 119. As a result, they caught me off guard and chopped off one of my arms. The young man said, then coughed up a mouthful of blood. The woman from earlier brought her henchmen here. They were planning to kill them all to silence them, Hua Xiaoman explained further. I couldn't bear it, so I stepped in to help. They're no longer able to compete, yet they still wouldn't let them go. What do we do now? Liu Xia thought. If we leave them, they'll die. But helping them means getting them out, which will take a lot of time. We still have to hunt the boss and get the treasure. Hua Xiaoman also looked worriedly at Zhao Cheng. He was a frighteningly rational person. Would he make a cruel choice? Obviously, leaving us here is the best choice for them. Zhao Cheng was silent for a moment before making a decision. He looked at Zhang Dahua and Hua Xiaoman. Driver, young lady, Miss Hua and you, Brother Chu Feng, it will be very dangerous to go any deeper. This group of people, please get them out of here safely. Understood, Zhang Dahua replied without hesitation. Hua Xiaoman breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness he wasn't that kind of person. Manager Jiang, this young man is just like you. He also sees ordinary people as human beings. The young man named Chu Feng called out to Zhao Cheng. I have something for you. It's in my pocket, get it yourself, he said with a weak smile. I got this when I killed an elite steel claw rat. It's useless to me now. This life-saving favor, I Chu Feng will remember it. Zhao Cheng pulled out an old piece of beast hide. Ziye, what is this? Liu Ziye exclaimed, Oh my god, this is the map to this dungeon's hidden treasure. So the treasure here is separate from the boss. We just got the drill key and now we have the treasure map. What luck. In that case, here's the plan. Zhao Cheng quickly laid it out. Ziye, you go find the treasure. I'll head into the boss's area. Are you crazy? Liu Ziye yelled, Who knows how dangerous the boss area is right now? Going alone is no different from suicide. If I get the treasure, our power will increase and our chances of winning will be higher. I'll adapt to the situation. I won't be reckless. Zhao Sheng reassured him. Be careful on your way. Liu Ziye gritted his teeth. Cheng Zi is right. At my current level, I can't face level 10 enemies yet. Getting the treasure is the only way I can help him. The treasure is located over here. Cheng Zi, wait for this young master. Liu Ziye turned and ran, left alone. Zhao Cheng ventured deeper into the cave. The further he went, the more corpses of both humans and monsters there were. The surroundings were eerily silent. It seemed the Black Prophet group had already cleared the path. If that's the case, Zia's path should be safer too. Suddenly, a heaven-shaking roar echoed from ahead. There's a sound. Zhao Cheng narrowed his eyes. Looks like I've reached the boss area. From a high vantage point, Zhao Cheng observed the fierce battle below. The giant boss was covered in wounds with only about 15% of its health left. A group of people was surrounding it. They were launching their final attacks. That must be this dungeon's boss. Its strength is nearly depleted, he calculated silently. Everyone stick together and give it everything you've got to kill it, the group's leader shouted. It's about to die, but I can't let it fall just yet. Zhao Sheng narrowed his eyes. Otherwise, I'll have to face all of them alone. I need the boss to hold a few of them off while I take out the weaker ones first. They've killed innocent people for profit, so my actions are merely delivering justice in heaven's stead. His targets were the 3 weakest standing guard on the outer perimeter. They were still completely unaware. A grim reaper was rushing toward them from behind. Once we kill this boss, we'll earn the right to join the company, one of them cheered. All that killing of vagrants outside will finally pay off, a second one added. Once I get my status in the company, my position in the residential area will rise another level. When that happens, I'm going to capture a dozen girls and have my fun with them. The third one laughed lewdly. A pity? An ice-cold voice rang out behind them. You won't get the chance to leave here. With 3 flashes of a sword, 3 heads fell to the ground. The 3 men didn't even have time to realize what had happened, but those fighting the boss immediately noticed Zhao Cheng's presence. I can't believe there's still a survivor who made it in here. Old Liu Ma brothers, the leader yelled. That kid is yours to handle. Old Zhang and I will take care of the boss's last bit of health. Where did this stray dog come from? Daring to ruin our business! Liu Baiyu level 11 roared. His muscles bulged as he activated his golden tier bravery attribute. Effect strength increased by 30% for 15 minutes. The two archers, Ma Fei and Ma Zhuang, immediately drew their bows. Their arrows glowed with energy light. Let's see if you can block our arrows. But Zhao Cheng was like a phantom. He moved with terrifying speed, dodging Liu Baiyu and appearing right in front of Ma Zhuang. One slash, and another life fell.
Too weak. You two are next.
Don't hold back! This kid is completely different from those other vagrants!
Liu Baiyu roared. Ma Fei, the remaining Ma brother, gritted his teeth. Then take my arrow, activating the golden attribute Radiance Explosion. The effect increases damage by 50% with an added explosion effect. Liu Baiyu also switches targets and activates the golden attribute Ice Fist. The effect increases damage by 55% with an added slow and freeze effect, but long-range awakeners usually have very weak close combat abilities. As long as you get close, they're dead for sure. Zhao Cheng thought to himself as he moved like a shuttle, dodging the arrows and ice punches, continuously closing the distance. Old Zhang, that kid isn't so simple. The leader shouted, Boss, killing the boss is more important. Old Zhang replied. Even if all of them die, as long as we kill the boss, we can still join the company. That's right. This old Zhang is the one who sees the big picture, the leader thought, agreeing. He continued to pour on the attacks against the boss. Its health bar dropped to 6%, while Liu Baiyu and Ma Fei grew more and more frantic as they saw Zhao Cheng closing in. Damn it, there's no way out. Let's let him taste our brother's most vicious arrow, Ma Fei shouted, pouring all his energy into one arrow. The most vicious arrow, huh? This is a good time to test my body's limits. Zhao Cheng suddenly stopped, making no attempt to dodge. The exploding arrow slammed straight into his chest. It created a horrifying explosion. That kid didn't dodge, he's a real madman. Liu Baiyu was stunned. It's a good thing he's a madman. Ma Fei sighed in relief. If he had dodged, we would have been the ones to die. But when the smoke cleared, a shadow flashed past. Ma Fei felt his throat slit by a single sword strike. Little brother, Liu Baiyu screamed, the level up that super limit technology brings is far beyond my imagination, Zhao Cheng said softly. You bastard. You'll be buried with my brother. But before Liu Baiyu could even launch his attack, another sword strike finished him off. But when you people were slaughtering others, you should have known this day would come. Super limit technology has raised my physical attributes to a whole new level, enough to withstand attacks like that, and without even activating an active skill. If I activate Limit Break, how far will my power go? He looked towards the last two. We have to kill the boss to get a spot in the company. Old Zhang and the leader were still engrossed in attacking the boss. One last hit. But when the boss's health bar reached just 1%, it suddenly dropped its weapon, clutched its head, and let out a heart-wrenching scream of pain. What's going on? Is it trying to beg for mercy? The cave ceiling shattered. A giant battle axe descended and an even larger, more ferocious monster appeared. Giant Rat King, a level 13 hidden boss. There are two bosses in one instance. Old Zhang and the leader broke out in a cold sweat. The giant Rat King swung its axe, a world-shaking attack sweeping towards them. The two hurriedly retreated. Move, are you just going to hide? A hoarse, powerful voice boomed from the giant Rat King. A second boss! And it can speak human language. Zhao Cheng was stunned. Just in case I have to take one down first. I can't believe it can talk. Old Zhang said, First, we have to kill the weaker one. You want to kill her? The giant Rat King roared, using its axe to shield the first boss. You'll have to get through my dead body first. This guy is too strong. It took us half a day just to almost take down the other one, the leader thought, just then. While the giant Rat King was focused on the two in front of it, Zhao Cheng had quietly circled around to the back. Seizing the moment when the first boss was unprotected, he lunged forward. This boss's head is mine for the taking. With a single sword strike, the weakened boss's head fell. That bastard stole our kill again. The leader was furious. Don't be rash. Old Zhang held him back, a cunning glint in his eyes. That other boss treats the one who just died like its lover. By doing that, he's just made himself the giant Rat King's priority target. It to be killed. We just need to sit back and enjoy the show. Provoked, the Rat King let out an earth-shattering roar and charged straight at him. Human die! He didn't flinch either, charging forward to meet it head-on. Just how strong is a level 13 boss? I have to see if I can block it. Boom. A single swing of its axe made the ground tremble. He was sent flying backwards. So strong, he thought, shocked. The base attributes of each individual are already different. After leveling up, the disparity becomes even more terrifying. A pure head-on fight with it is impossible. Junge's two subordinates watched from a distance, their faces full of worry. Just its presence alone makes this Rat King twice as strong as that armored head fierce rat from before. Without the Ma brothers' help, it'll be very difficult with just the two of us. The Rat King was still charging manically. I want your head. But this time he no longer met it head-on. Its strength was terrifying, but its speed wasn't particularly outstanding. As long as he focused on dodging, it wasn't too difficult. As he dodged, he calculated, those two have definitely realized they can't kill this boss on their own. They need me, but the moment the boss falls, they'll turn on me instantly. Just as he predicted, one of them spoke up. Hey, brother, everyone's here for a spot in the company. This boss is too strong. Why don't we team up as for you killing our brothers? We can let that slide for now. As expected, everything was going according to his calculations. In this world, there are no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. Deal, he replied curtly. Let's team up to kill the boss first. We'll figure out the rest later. The other two exchanged a glance. Brother Chu, the kid, agreed. Let's stick to the plan. Yeah, got it. When the boss's health hits 10%, we'll make our move and take its head. Brother, we're here to help you. The three of us charged into battle, coordinating to wear down the Rat King's health bar. When its health dropped to 76%, it roared, its whole body emitting a dark aura. Rat King activates the attribute Dark Demonic Bronze. Damage plus 15%, speed plus 15%, lasts for 15 minutes. Its power soared. A single tail sweep sent all three of us flying, coughing up blood. But it was just a minor injury. We quickly got back on our feet and continued to chip away at it. The other two also began to play their trump cards. Brother Chu activates the attribute Valiant Golden, strength plus 30%. Brother Zhang activates the attribute Extreme Power Bronze, strength plus 40%, speed minus 20%. Cornered, the Rat King let out a roar. Finally, its body swelled to a grotesque size. Rat King activates the attribute Rat King's Fury, special Golden Boss, HP plus 50% strength, plus 30% size, plus 40%. Humans, open your eyes and witness my true form. Its health bar shot up from 48% straight to 98%. Damn it. Its second attribute is this terrifying. This is a boss-exclusive attribute. Stop holding back and go all out. If we don't, we're all going to die. The other two didn't dare hold back any longer. Brother Chu activated his golden 10-direction Shadow Guard attribute, summoning 10 shadow clones each with 30% of his power. Brother Zhang activated his Burning Blade Wind attribute. The bronze weapon unleashes fiery winds that burn. Go cut it down. The three sides clashed once again. These two noticed I haven't activated my second attribute. They must think I haven't reached level 10 yet. He calculated silently. I'll let them think that, and wait until I look exhausted. That's when they'll make their move. The battle became more chaotic than ever. The Rat King's health bar was dropping like a stone. Finally, it only had 13% health remaining. Just a little more. Give it everything you've got and finish it. He intentionally rushed forward, creating a huge opening, acting as if he was completely exhausted. Shouldn't you guys be making your move now? Just as he predicted, old Zhang struck. Two sharp blades slashed at him from both sides simultaneously. He feigned terror. What are you doing? Aren't we supposed to be working together? Working together? Brother Chu sneered. Does a punk who isn't even level 10 deserve to work with us? You killed our teammate. You snatched the loot, so what gives you the right to call the shots? Fair point. He smirked, his eyes turning ice cold. What a coincidence. I never had any real intention of teaming up with you guys. His true power exploded effortlessly, shattering the shadow clones. My shadow guards. You still have energy left. And so what if I do? The gap between level 10 and someone below it is night and day. Even if you have some strength left, you're no match for us. Besides, the boss behind you is targeting you too. Betraying your own kind. How ridiculous. The Rat King also charged at him. If he were a normal awakened, there would truly be no way out. He spoke calmly, his voice as cold as ice. Too bad I'm different from them. System notification, activating brilliant fusion. Effect 2, break limits. Agility, strength and stamina increased by 600%. Duration, 5 minutes. I'm not a good person, but I know that to defeat evil you have to be 10 times more evil than they are. Meanwhile, in another part of the cave, according to the map, the treasure should be just ahead. Please don't let there be any monsters. Thang Tu isn't here with us. This young master won't be able to escape. But his expression quickly changed. The smell of blood. Terrified, he clasped his hands and began praying frantically. Ancestors of the Xiao family, the Ye family, the Shi family, the Lin family, and all you gods and Buddhas, please protect me. Don't let me run into any monsters. After his prayer, he tiptoed inside and saw a horrifying sight. A treasure chest sat among countless corpses of both humans and monsters. Phew. Jia Tu sighed in relief. Praying really works. No wonder they always write about it in the old scrolls. He looked around. This map dropped from that diamond claw rat. They must have come here after they got it. It's a shame they ran into the chest's guardian. Thank you all three of you for paving the way for this great service. This young master will forever be in your debt. He eagerly ran toward the chest, but then froze. Now how am I supposed to open this? This chest looks way bigger than my key. On instinct, Liu Zijia tried pressing the horn from the fierce-headed rat into the keyhole on the chest. Do I have to force a miracle to happen or something? But no. The moment it touched, the hard horn dissolved into a stream of light, then reformed into a complete key. Oh, now that's a clever key. Liu Zijia grinned from ear to ear. I wonder what you get from a treasure chest in a gray-tier dungeon. Last time I had to give the Wolf King's chest directly to Guan Shui. I didn't even get a peek. He excitedly opened the chest. Inside was an exquisite crossbow radiating a purple light. Silverstone crossbow level 6, type ranged weapon. Damage 300 plus 100 plus 20% of user's strength. Special effect. When used with black feather bolts, adds an additional 200 fixed damage. A crossbow. The heavens themselves are helping this young master. Liu Zijia ecstatically picked up the crossbow, admiring it. Whoa, with this I can finally stop using that busted old slingshot. Than Tu, just you wait. This young master is about to make a king's return. The moment he spoke, a giant rat charged out of the darkness. Well, well, delivering yourself right to my door, are you? This is the perfect chance to test out this crossbow's power. Liu Zijia raised the crossbow, activating his attribute Butcher's Insight. The rat's critical weak points lit up clear as day. Base damage is 500 plus 100 plus 20% of my strength. It plus another 200% damage for hitting a weak spot. Let's see if you can take this. Whoosh! The bolt tore through the air and struck the weak point precisely. The giant rat let out a single shriek before crashing to the ground dead. Liu Zijia stood stunned for a moment, then began jumping for joy. Holy crap, a one-shot kill. This thing is seriously powerful. No wonder, ever since Than Tu got that dagger. Than Tu has been like a tiger with wings. A good weapon really makes all the difference. Right then, a surge of energy flowed into his body, raising him from level 5 to level 6. A whole level just from killing one rat. Looks like I've been leeching a ton of experience off Than Tu this whole time. I've got to hurry and help him. He retrieved the bolt, full of fighting spirit. Than Tu, this young master is coming to help. But as he got closer to the boss's lair, the ground began to shake violently. Damn it, is the boss really that powerful? The fight is shaking the entire cave. Could Than Tu be in danger? He broke into a desperate sprint. Than Tu, don't worry. This young master is coming to rescue you. When he burst into the cave, the sight before him made him freeze. The bodies of countless awakened were scattered everywhere, and in the center, Zhao Cheng was holding a man named He Li by the throat with one hand, lifting him off the ground. Jia Tu, is that you? Zhao Cheng turned his tone casual. Liu Zijia's jaw dropped. Even though he was used to his friend's overwhelming power, wasn't this a little excessive? He didn't leave this young master any chance to show off at all. Just then, the final boss, the giant axe Rat King, let out a roar and swung a massive bone axe, launching a sneak attack from behind. True Tongue glanced over his shoulder. With his other hand, he swung the blade in a perfect arc, slicing off the boss's head. You have defeated the level 13 boss, the former Axe King Rat. Absolute leadership attribute activated. Trio Thang has leveled up from level 8 to level 10. Defeating the boss resulted in leveling up twice. Book of Eternal Evolution activated. Please select a new attribute. Sharpness Bronze Demon Taming, Bronze Dual Wielding Mastery, Bronze Ice Shot, Gold Explosive Shot, Gold Wind Manipulation. And Brilliance. The Brilliance attribute appeared again. At that moment, another notification popped up. Limit break duration has ended. I'm out of strength. Trio Tang staggered and collapsed. Is this the after effect? This skill consumes too much stamina. In my current state, I can only use it once in a short period. Chung Zi, are you hurt? Lu Tuzhao rushed over to support him. I'm just a little exhausted. Tujia thinks. Chung Zi is only human. He always rushes into the most dangerous places, but even he has moments of weakness, Lu Tuzhao thought. At times like these, it's my turn to protect him. Just rest easy and sleep. Just then the cave began to shake violently. The dungeon is starting to collapse. Then Lu Tuzhao remembered that last time this process was quite slow. Chung Zi needs time to recover, and we don't know what the situation is like outside. What if Hak Loi's and Huang Quan's men are waiting for us? We'd be done for. This isn't the time to stall. He hoisted Trio Tan onto his back and headed for the exit. But along the way, small rats appeared again. The boss is dead, but there are still small mobs, so what Lu Tuzhao raised his crossbow. But this young master is different from before. He easily took one down, but right after, 3 more, 1 level 6 and 2 level 7s charged out. Damn it, not 1 but 4 of them. He gritted his teeth. 4 it is, then. It's time for me, Lu Tujia, to hold the line alone. Chengzi, this time it's this young master's turn to protect you. Outside the dungeon, Huang Quan, the level 27 deputy manager of Area 119, was leisurely sipping a cup of tea. The dungeon is collapsing. Someone has cleared it. Watch carefully. If the person who comes out isn't one of ours, proceed with the plan. Elsewhere, Hak Loi, level 28. Another deputy manager was also smiling sinisterly. I'd say the same damn thing. If it's not our people, smash their skulls for me. In the medical room of Area 119. Trung Dai Hua was reporting to Kung Di. Manager Kung, everything I've said is the truth. If I've told a single lie, may I die a dog's death. Shut up, Kung Dai snapped. You die. And who's going to take care of your wife and kids, me? You people use up my item vouchers every single time. He softened his tone. But that Trio Tun, he really has the same air about him as I did when I was young. He can't possibly be some big shot's gigolo. Knowing it was dangerous inside, he took the initiative to let you guys get the wounded out. Yes, that's right, manager, or... Kung Di narrowed his eyes. He felt it was too dangerous inside. So he intentionally created an escape route for you to save your own skin. Ah, well, that's also a possibility, Trung Dai Hua said, scratching his head. A man rushed in with a report. Big Brother Huang Quan and Hak Loi have brought their men and completely surrounded the exit. They've declared that anyone who comes out that isn't one of them will be killed without mercy. Humph! Bok Kung Di's trusted subordinate scoffed. A bunch of idiots. No matter who comes out, there'll be someone who has passed the company's assessment. If they dare to make a move, the proctor watching from above will definitely not stand by and do nothing. So we just ignore it, the man asked again. Big brother, Bok. He turned to Kung Di, his expression more serious. Huang Quan and Hak Loi aren't fools. For them to act so arrogantly, they must have made other preparations to deal with the company. Manager Kung, Trung Dai Hua spoke up worriedly. Then doesn't that mean Trio Tun and the others? If Manager Kung doesn't intervene and they only rely on the proctor big brother, and the kid will be in real danger. The company's people don't care that much about the rules. They only care about who has value to be exploited. Kung Di tapped the ash from his cigarette onto a nearby plant root, his eyes turning cold. Gather the men. We're going to the exit too. If Trio Tun's group comes out, I will personally step in to protect them. Yes, thank you, Manager Kung. Trung Dai Hua was overjoyed. Kung Di's promise was as good as gold. To make such a public promise, Bok said softly. Have you changed your opinion of that kid? No, not yet, but if he can walk out of there alive, then even if he is some big shot's gigolo, he's still the best ladder for us to climb to the top, Kung Di replied. I'm making a move for our future, but I feel like you're starting to value that kid more than you let on. Shut your mouth, Kung Di snapped. Speak nonsense again and I'll rip that mouth of yours wide open. In the chaotic space, Triothang slowly woke up. How long was I asleep? The dungeon space is about to collapse. Tuja! Tuja! Wake up! He shook the person beside him. The dungeon is about to collapse. We have to get out now. Covered in bloodstains. Lu Tujia weakly opened his eyes. I know. Chengzi, you're finally awake. He coughed and blood trickled from the corner of his mouth. But if we go out now, what if Huang Kun and Hak Loi are waiting at the exit? They won't spare us. Lu Tujia's health bar was just a sliver. While you were unconscious, this young master carried you and risked his life to take down 4 of those steel claw rats all by himself. I said I'd become a king. This young master keeps his word. He's this badly injured, but I'm completely fine. This kid risked his life to protect me. Yezi, can you still walk? We can't stay here any longer. We have to get out. This time, it was Zhao Cheng's turn to carry his friend on his back. What was the situation like outside? We had no idea. Stepping out could mean walking into a mountain of blades and a sea of fire all over again. Let's go, he whispered. Whether it's a mountain of blades or a sea of fire ahead, my brother. And we have to face it together. Of course. Liu Ziye rested his head on his shoulder, smiling weakly. Outside, the spatial vortex trembled. Quick look, someone's coming out. Is it one of ours? From atop a skyscraper, Guan Shui watched through binoculars as a figure appeared in the transport vortex. The one who truly cleared the trial is about to step out. But young lady, you don't need to worry like this. The butler standing beside her said, if the person you chose can't make it out, it only proves he has failed your expectations, especially for a low-level trial like this. You didn't need to come see it for yourself at all. Enough! She cut him off, her eyes glued to the binoculars. It's definitely him, she murmured. Kings and generals are not born into their station. In the future, don't say such things again, she said in a stern voice. Understood, young lady. The image came into focus, 2 battered figures. One carrying the other, they stepped out of the spatial vortex. It really is them, Guan Shui smiled. Yezi is as weak as ever, making Chengzi carry him again. Down below, the men from Huang Jun and Heili's factions grew furious. That's not our people. Who is that brat? Where are our brothers? Hey kid, are you two the only ones who made it out? Where are my brothers? One of them roared. Zhao Cheng set Liu Ziye down. His cold, steely voice echoed across the plaza. They're dead. I killed them. Your brothers were all a bunch of animals. Liu Ziye coughed, but still managed to add, and this young master here also took the liberty of killing a few. A murderous aura instantly enveloped the two of them. Who the hell do you think you are? You dare kill our people, then don't even think about leaving here alive. Cut off their heads as an offering to our brothers. Huang Jun and Hei Li stepped forward, their eyes filled with killing intent. Since the spoils of this run don't belong to our people, then you two don't need to live anymore. Tear them to shreds for me! Kill them! The crowd roared, rushing towards the two. But aside from Huang Jun and Hei Li, the rest of them are weaker than the ones I killed in there. A bunch of trash who didn't even qualify to enter the instance. What gives you the right to scream in my face? Zhao Cheng thought. If you all want to die that badly, then let me use you as a whetstone for my new attribute. He raised his hand and energy began to converge. 4. Level 9 attribute. Sharp bronze increases armor penetration by 15%. Level 10 attribute, wind manipulation. 1. Brilliant. Summon and control raging winds. It jumped 2 levels at once from level 8 straight to level 10. A level 10 attribute, another attribute of that level. A brand new brilliant attribute. I have no idea how powerful it will become when I fuse it, but for now this is more than enough. Activate wind manipulation. A terrifying whirlwind suddenly formed, kicking up clouds of dust and sand. Where is this wind coming from? Damn it, the sand's getting in my eyes. But that wasn't all. Inside, the whirlwind sparks began to appear. Fanned by the wind, they erupted into a raging sea of fire that engulfed the charging crowd. Ah, I'm on fire! Put it out, quick! It's so hot it hurts! Agonized screams filled the air. He's got a few tricks. Huang Jun narrowed his eyes, his hand tightening on his sword. This kid is strange, said Hei Li. Is the wind your ability, or is it the fire? Which one is my ability? Zhao Cheng replied sarcastically. What does it matter to dead men like you? Hazy, stop wasting your breath on him, Huang Jun roared. He's just a kid, level 7 or 8 at most. Even if he is strong, how strong can he be?
Hey, Chengzi, put me down,
Yezu whispered from his back. These two are not easy to deal with. You definitely can't beat them while carrying me. Yeah, I know, he replied, his voice strangely calm. But even if I put you down, I still can't beat them. Hearing this, Yezi's face went pale. Huh. Then why were you acting so arrogant just now? I thought you had some incredible ace up your sleeve. I don't have any ace up my sleeve, he answered. But right now, confronting them openly is the best way for us to show our stance. Show our stance to whom? On top of a building. Guanzhuk and her attendant were watching. Those two deputy managers are about to make their move. They're both level 20 awakeners. There's no way Zhao Cheng is their match. Are you expecting me to intervene? Rest assured, it's not necessary right now. Guan Shui replied, her gaze never leaving the battlefield below. Why not? Because the one who needs to act has already arrived. Just as she spoke, Huang Jun and He Li, radiating killing intent, charged forward. You brat! You even dared to kill my woman. I want you buried right alongside her. All of my best men died in there. Your head isn't enough to pay for their lives. Chengzi, run. Yezi cried out in a panic. No need to run, he said. They're here too. An earth-shattering roar echoed from the distance, carrying the terrifying pressure of a fierce tiger. Skill Golden Tiger King's roar activated. All of you stop this instant. That's Kung Ui's power, Datu exclaimed. We've saved so many people. He must have gotten the news a long time ago. I figured as much, Triotan said. Kung Ui and his men advanced with an overwhelming presence. Triotan is one of our own. No one is to touch him, or I will take their life. Kung Ui, you're finally here, Huang Kun growled. What's wrong? You've all been waiting for me for a long time, haven't you? Of course, Hak Loi sneered. The scene of overthrowing the manager in the past is going to happen all over again today, and you think you can stop it with just the two of you. So what? Kung Ui scoffed. Even if it's just the two of us, are you so sure you'll win? Huang Kun was confident. He's only one level below Kung Ui. You and I are the same level, Hak Loi boasted. Brother Quan is even higher level than that lackey of yours, Bok Vin. The advantage is ours. Plus, this time we even called for reinforcements from Area 173. Kung Ui, today will be the death anniversary for all of you. Just then, a soldier ran over in a panic. Manager Kung, we have a huge problem. Outside the gate, many awakened from Area 173 are attacking. Everyone except Bok Vin, go provide support immediately, Kung Ui ordered decisively. Wait for me to finish things here. I'll be right over. Understood. What did you promise those guys from 173? Kung Ui turned to the two traitors, his eyes as cold as ice. We promised that if they help after we win, we'll let them plunder all of Area 119 for 3 days. Except for the people, all resources will be theirs. Hak Loi laughed maniacally. I'm going to cut you down right here. Why should they be afraid of one dead man? You dare to sell out the entire residential area? At this point, is there anything we wouldn't dare to do? Huang Quan roared. When I helped you overthrow the previous manager, I was the vice manager. And when he was overthrown, I was still just the vice manager. So what was the point of anything I did? I told you we needed to expand our territory, but you never agreed. On top of that, you wouldn't share more resources. What reason do I have to keep following you, every man for himself? I thought to myself, after this battle, Area 119 will be purged. But for the common people, Kung Ui is the best choice. I can't believe he had so many traitors under his command, Datu whispered. Just then Trung Dai Hua appeared. Big bro, little bro, I'm here. Driver, follow me quickly. If they start fighting at this level, we'll just be cannon fodder. I'll take you two somewhere safe. Just as he finished speaking, a terrifying explosion occurred right where we had been standing. Trung Dai Hua quickly pulled us behind a crumbling wall. In the sky, the battle of the powerful had begun. The skill effects were as brilliant as doomsday fireworks. They're fighting, Datu said in horror. Those are natural elemental attributes. Lightning and earth flow. Huang Kun can control earth flow. So what attribute is Manager Kung's blue flame? I asked. That is the legendary blazing attribute. Trung Dai Hua sighed, his voice full of awe. No one knows its true power, but Manager Kung once said it originates from the netherworld hell flame, a brilliant and rare attribute. 1 in 10,000. Datu couldn't believe it. That's right. Trung Dai Hua nodded. I've read some ancient texts. The reason the world became like this is because in ancient times, someone accidentally awakened the first blazing attribute. It destroyed the most prosperous civilization in human history. Datu turned to me, his eyes shining. If we had an attribute that powerful, saving your sister and making a name for ourselves in this world, it wouldn't be just a dream. We might even be able to rebuild civilization. Maybe so, I replied, but my mind was filled with thoughts about my own blazing attribute. Mine doesn't have that kind of mystical power. Even among the same blazing attributes, there are differences in strength. But with the Eternal Evolution book, maybe in the future, I really could have the chance to possess such a terrifying power. But an attribute that can destroy the world, isn't there a risk it could consume its wielder? Can it really be controlled by a human? Kung Wee! Hakloi roared, pointing his greatsword straight at his sworn enemy. Don't think you're invincible just because you have the blazing attribute. My attribute isn't just for show either. He activated the second ability of the golden bronze giant. Hakloi's body swelled, his muscles bulged, and his skin turned into a hard bronze color. He became a true giant. Even among golden attributes, there are differences in strength. Let me smash you into a meat patty, Kung Wee. Anyone who stands in the way of my expansion must die. Facing Hakloi's terrifying form, Kung Wee just gave a dangerous smile. You alone are not qualified to replace me. The netherworld flame erupted from his body. It burned fiercely, incinerating everything around it. Ah! Hakloi screamed in pain as the flames licked his bronze skin, but he still charged forward madly. Before you burn me to death, I'll drag you down with me. Is that Kung Wee an idiot? Lutu Da, watching from afar, couldn't help but worry. Why isn't he dodging fighting so recklessly like this? You can't tell who's going to win or lose. It's because he's distracted, Trio Tan, who was in a state of breaking, his limit, explained. He's helping his comrade. It's true. A part of Kung Wee's netherworld flame was wrapped around Huang Quan, preventing him from approaching Bak Vin, another vice manager who was restrained by Huang Quan's earth flow skill. Bak Vin, this tiny little flame won't be able to save you, Huang Quan sneered. The higher the level, the greater the difference in power. Remember this with your life. Die Kung Wee's dog! Sharp earthen spikes shot up, aiming straight for Bak Vin's heart. Kung Wee roared, controlling the flames to form a wall to block them. It's useless. Fire can't contain earth, Huang Quan mocked. Knowing he wouldn't make it, Bak Vin shouted, Manager Kung, in this life I, Bak Vin, have no regrets following you. Just as the earth spikes were about to pierce his body, a black shadow dashed forward like a bolt of lightning. Swish, swish, sharp, swift sword strikes sliced through all the earth spikes. Xiao Sheng had appeared. Bai Vin was stunned, unable to believe his eyes. Zhao Cheng, how do you have this kind of strength? Just yesterday you weren't even level 10. I can't maintain this state for long, Zhao Cheng said quickly. Help me finish off Huang Jun right now. Right, okay. Bai Vin nodded temporarily, setting aside his doubts. The sound of the wind. No, someone's here. Huang Jun had just turned around when he had to hastily use his staff to parry two furious attacks from both sides. Bai Vin, you're not dead yet, so that brat saved you. 3 million! Chung threw a powerful punch, forcing Huang Jun to retreat. Seizing the opportunity, Bai Vin lunged forward, his continuous sword strikes leaving countless deep gashes on Huang Jun's body. You dare to wound me, I'll take both your lives. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Zhang Dahua was fleeing with Liu Ziye on his back. Put me down, I have to go help Chengzi. Oh, little bro, are you insane? Even big bro is struggling to stay alive. If you go, you'll just be dying with them. Liu Ziye wouldn't listen and frantically bit Zhang Dahua's ear. Ow, little bro, I was wrong. I was wrong, all right. Outside the gate of District 119, the battle was reaching a fierce climax. They even have firearms from the ancient era, brothers. Hold the line. We just need Manager Jiang to get here, and we'll win. Tianhua Gong, level 27 manager of District 173, was commanding the assault. Smash through the city walls for me. Once we're inside, you brothers can do whatever you damn well please. Atop a tall building, Guan Shu spoke impatiently to the butler beside her. Aren't you going to intervene? Zhao Cheng has already passed the assessment. They're considered company personnel now. Aren't you going to protect them? Young miss, please wait a little longer, the butler replied in a calm voice. Wait, District 119 is about to be razed to the ground by the invaders. Young miss, do you know the true purpose of this assessment? To select talented people for the company, isn't it? The butler shook his head. It's to weaken the strength of the residential districts to deplete their awakeners. For the stability of the continent, the more powerful individuals there are, the greater the trouble. The company has long known about the internal conflicts in District 119. That's why they deliberately arranged for the assessment to be held here. How could that be? Guan Shui was shaken. The company is already more than powerful enough. Young miss, if we so desired, we could allow all the citizens to live in prosperity. But if that were the case, why would they still need the company? Would joining the company still be the ultimate honor? Letting them struggle, letting them slaughter one another? That is the best way to maintain order. But if this goes on, even if Zhao Cheng wins, the innocent people of District 119 will all be killed. Am I supposed to just stand by and watch? You could use your status as the direct heiress of the Guan family to command this old servant. However, doing so would violate the overlord regulations established by the 5 great families. Do you still wish to proceed? Guan Shu froze. She knew the price all too well. Violating Article 9, excessive interference in the life and death of commoners outside one's own domain. The family will have a large amount of its resources confiscated, and you yourself will be placed in confinement for 30 days. That confinement will cause you, young miss, to fall far behind the younger generation of the other great families. The butler reminded her, Eldest miss, you must understand which matter takes priority. Guan Shui clenched her fists, trapped in a fierce internal struggle. On one side, the lives of thousands. On the other, her own future and position. Just then, the sounds of screams and destruction from outside reached Guan Shui's ears. A subordinate rushed in out of breath to report, Eldest miss, the main gate of District 119 has been breached. At the main gate, Tianhua Gang, the leader of District 173, laughed like a savage. Charge and plunder their resources, steal their item vouchers, and take their food, and the women I'm going to have, every last woman in District 119. His men flooded in like a pack of wild beasts, sowing terror. The helpless citizens fled in a panic. The main gate has fallen run. Those fiends are inside. Tianhua Gong quickly snatched a woman who was trying to escape. And where do you think you're going, pretty thing? Let old Tian here give you some proper loving. If they don't hand over their item vouchers, cut them down. Don't even think about hiding anything. Smash all their houses to bits for me. As she witnessed these hellish scenes, Guan Shu's eyes turned to ice. She made a decision that she knew would disappoint her strict father. I, Guan Shui, in my capacity as the direct heiress of the Guan family, hereby command you to drive out every single invader from District 173. Even if it means violating the overlord regulations, I will have no regrets. Yes, eldest miss, a voice replied from the shadows, and then it vanished into thin air. Father will surely be disappointed. He'll think I'm just acting on my emotions, but someday he'll understand. For now, I have to go help Zhao Cheng. She leaped down from the high building. But the eldest miss still insists on helping that brat Zhao, such a soft-hearted and benevolent person. In the future, if she becomes an overlord, will the Guan family fall into decline under her rule? But no matter. I am a death-sworn retainer of the Guan family. My master's command is my mission. He raised his hand. A colossal whirlwind suddenly appeared in the middle of the crowd from District 173, sucking them into the air and ripping them to shreds. What is this thing? Anyone who angers the eldest miss will be shown no mercy. Meanwhile, on another battlefield, Huang Jun was easily handling both Bai Vin and Zhao Cheng. A level 7 piece of trash and a level 10. Don't you dare think you're a match for me. I'll make sure you all die right here. This is bad, Bak Vin thought. Neither my attacks nor Triothan's can penetrate his earth flow defense. If this keeps dragging on, we're definitely going to be defeated. Hoang Quan had also sustained a fair number of injuries. He was panting heavily. Maintaining his peak combat state had consumed a massive amount of his stamina. Triutan Bak Ving gritted his teeth. This has nothing to do with you. Don't you die here? He activated his attribute, and his sword speed skyrocketed. Bronze sword, mastery, sword speed, and damage increased by 15%. You're at death's door, Bak Vin, and you're still worried about someone else, Huang Quan sneered. Your initial attribute is only bronze tier. If it weren't, you might have actually caused me a little trouble. Activate golden extreme speed increased by 30%. I've activated extreme speed. You can't keep up with me. This is the difference in our levels. Huang Quan's speed shot up. His sword strikes were so fast Bok Vin couldn't block them all. New wounds kept appearing on his body. My level is too low. There's no way I can win if this continues. But he's fighting recklessly now. Maybe I can use the opportunity Bok Vin is creating. What can I do to win this? Triotang observed the battle, his eyes suddenly landing on a nearby pile of rubble. Just then, Truong Dai Hua came running over carrying the dying Lu Tu Da on his back. Big bro, this kid forced me to come here. I had no other choice. Without another word, Lu Tu Da used the last of his strength to activate his weakness perception eyes and screamed, "Than Tu, slash that bastard Huang!" on his left side. Hearing that, Truong Dai Hua marveled to himself. I truly admire the trust they have in each other. With just a single word, Big Bro charged in without a moment's hesitation. Of course he would. Lu Tu Da mumbled, then passed out. So tired. Forcing myself to activate my ability really drained all my strength. His left side, use all my attributes. Just one single slash Triu Than poured everything he had into it. Activate Headshot Critical Strike. Activate Demon Slaying Flame. Activate Nova Reset. Activate Super Limit Break, breaking the power limit of the 3 attributes, enhancing them by 600%. His body erupted with energy as he shot forward at the speed of lightning, but Huang Quan was still focused on Bok Vin. You're all out of strength. Now die. He swung his finishing blow, but Triothan was faster. A flash of the blade struck Huang Quan's left flank right at the weak point Lu Tu Da had indicated. Slash! The battle was decided. I actually lost to someone like you, Huang Quan said in disbelief. His blade drew an arc, slicing Huang Quan's body in two after unleashing that devastating attack. Trutun's body was also completely drained of strength. He staggered and collapsed. Fortunately, Bok Vin caught him just in time. At that very moment, Quan Tweet arrived, having witnessed the spectacular final blow. Trutun. He actually defeated a level 20 awakened. Before we parted, I remember he was only level 7. Just what kind of incredible genius is he? Ma'am Examiner, Bok Vin said hastily when he saw her. No need for formalities. Quan Tweet stepped forward. He is the winner of this examination. This examiner has an extraordinary status. She won't give too much special treatment to a newcomer. After all, she's seen plenty of outstanding rookies before, Bok Vin thought. But contrary to his expectations, Quan Tweet spoke up first. Hand him over to me. Manager Kwang's battle is about to end too. Go see if there's anything you can do to help. Bok Vin hesitated for a moment, then nodded and left. Quan Tweet gently took hold of the unconscious Trio Tun, her gaze complex, a mixture of worry and a hint of joy. She gently stroked his hair, which was matted with sweat and blood. We meet again, Than Tu. Bok Vin froze in place, his eyes wide with disbelief at the scene before him. This examiner, what in the world is her relationship with Tru Than? This is the first time I've ever seen an examiner treat a rookie this way. His astonishment peaked when Quan Tweet, a person of such noble status, bent down and gently hoisted the unconscious Tru Than onto her back. She's actually carrying him. Just what is Tru Than's background? Is he some big shot's boy toy? But what kind of big shot would personally carry their own boy toy on their back? Bok Vin felt his entire worldview collapse. Manager Kwang Yu really misjudged this guy. In the sky, the battle was coming to an end. Kwang Wei was hovering in midair, his voice as cold as ice. Finally, no one is left to interfere. Now I will take your head. Kwang Wei, don't think you've already won, Hak Loi roared, but his voice betrayed his exhaustion. Kwang Wei wasted no more words. The blue nether flame from his hand transformed into a roaring fire dragon that lunged downward. Too many words, just die! The hellfire engulfed Hak Loi, incinerating everything in its path. Amidst his agonizing screams, the traitor was finally reduced to a charred skeleton. The battle was over. Bok Vin rushed over. Manager Kwang, it was Trio Tan who teamed up with you to kill Huang Quan. Let's go. Kwang Wei replied, They're still waiting for us at the main gate. There's no need, sir. Someone over there already helped us take care of all the intruders from Sector 173. What I wanted to tell you wasn't about Huang Quan, but about Trio Tan. Trio Tan. Kwang Wei frowned. What about him? A moment later, after hearing Bok Vin recount the entire series of events, Kwang Wei's calm composure finally broke. Is everything you said true? The examiner carried him on his own back. Bairong is 100% certain. Zhao Cheng can not only help you kill Huang Jun, but he must also have an incredibly close relationship with the examiner. No big shot from the company would give a damn about the life or death of a pretty boy like him. Perhaps Zhao Cheng's true identity is something far beyond our wildest guesses. He couldn't be the illegitimate son of some powerful figure, could he? Bai Rong voiced a bold speculation. It's possible. Jiang Wei mumbled, a complex glint flashing in his eyes. If that's really the case, he could reach a higher position than I ever could and achieve things I can't. The prerequisite is that I can plant a seed in his mind. In a clean, warm room, he jolted awake instinctively, leaping into a defensive stance. Where am I? Oh, Chengzi, you're awake? Yezi's familiar voice called out. Want a bite? It's a taste of home. It's made from the mutated cassava in District 226. Yeze, where are we? We're still in District 119. This is one of the examiner's temporary shelters, Yezi said, munching away. You've been out for 3 whole days. 3 days. Could this be the after effect of forcing myself to use the fusion parasite? Hey, Chengzi, you really not going to try a bite? They even put brown sugar in it. The real stuff. Click. The door opened and a familiar figure stepped inside. So you're awake, that voice. He looked up, unable to believe his eyes. The video ends here. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like button to support Gao. Thanks for watching and goodbye, everyone.